Hello, everyone. We're here again. Yes, it's episode 106. Woman neck, 106. So, as usual, I'll say to Delboy, well, welcome as well, being here, putting up with me every week. But what have you been watching, if anything?
Do you
Look,
know, you said 106, and I was just thinking, have I talked about Jerry Goldsmith 106 times? Bloody hell, Jesus.
probably. I imagine you have.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably seems like it as well.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously, guys, thanks very much for all your support. I will have to go off and check on my mum, because if anybody's listened to the last blog, you'll know that my sister's had an operation. So I'm sort of like the sole carer at the moment. So we're getting to the point where she'll be going to sleep shortly. So I need to sort of like turn the lights out, all of that sort of stuff, and make sure she's okay. But have I watched things? Yeah, do you know what? I've watched a few things. I'll turn the background off, because there's one that I actually bought quite cheap this week, because I watched it on telly, told Ian about it, and bought it really cheap on the internet, if you see what I mean. And although it's wrapped up, I actually saw it on TV, because it was one of those. It was one of those times where Sky did a cinema and a showing on their channel at the same time. You know, when they were doing all those types of films, and it was called The Portable Door. I don't know if you can see that, because it's in the cellophane. The Portable Door, and it's got Sam Neill in it, and he's about the biggest one that's in it. But there's some really, really good performances in it. It's sort of like a fantasy sort of film, where these two people go into this business, don't they, Ian? And they've sort of like got powers, but they don't really know about them. One of them knows it's a strong power, and the other one thinks, well, I definitely got something, but so he's considered lower class. It's definitely a class system. Do you remember at the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
you're here,
interesting,
so you're
he
fast track,
yeah,
but
he
you,
goes into the job not knowing what his role is. He doesn't know
yeah,
what he's doing, does he? He goes
no,
for an interview for a job he doesn't know what he's going, and he gets
yeah.
appointed. Anyhow,
So they
sorry.
just they
Yeah.
just sort of like sit him at a desk and says, "There you are, do something," right? He knows that he's got some sort of power, because he's putting his hands over the map, and there's these little sparks, and he can sort of like feel things when he's putting things there. Anyway, he's tasked with finding this door that was sort of like lost, and he found the door, and when he opened it, he was in another area, another place, and when he actually closed the door behind him, when he left, this whole door drops to a towel. And on this towel there's a label that sort of like says knock knock on it. And if you mention where you want to go, it creates a portable door. Anyway, there's a story about why this door is there, and why this person wants this door, and it's quite a fun film. It's definitely made for sort of teenagers, very low teenagers. It's like when you went to see Robin Hood, but it was a cartoon version of Robin Hood. When you went to the cinema, and although you thought, why am I watching a cartoon, you actually came away going, do you know what? That was a bloody good thing. I like that. And that's sort of like how I look at this film. And I bought it on Blu-ray for $4.99. It just goes to show you how it's not considered anything. But I really enjoyed it, and I'd like to watch it again. And Ian may have a different view. He can talk about that when he's talking. But so that's one of the things that happened this week. And then I saw Chaplin. It was on telly this week. I've got Chaplin. I don't know why there isn't a 4K of it. I've got a Blu-ray of it, unless there is a 4K and I've missed it. I think Chaplin is a very good Richard Attenborough film. Every time I watch it, I find it interesting. I think I think that Kevin Kline plays a really good Douglas Fairbanks. It's sad what happened to Douglas Fairbanks. It's sad what happened to Chaplin, to be quite honest. these sorts of things are not really mentioned in this bioepic, but it does talk about how the tramp was there. You even see Stan Laurel in it. How he went into a picture house and saw the cinema and thought, I've got to get into this business, and all of that sort of stuff. It is covered, but it's not that type of documentary that goes too far into some of the things that went on. It does go into his background with his mother and his brother and the war and all of that sort of stuff, but I think a lot more could have been put into it. But David Attenborough did the basics, and he did the basics really, really well. And I think that the reason he did that was because it's based on a book. It was based on Chaplin's autobiography, which was shadow written. And so that's why there is a character of Anthony Hopkins in the film that is a fictional character. He is not a person that actually happened, but he's there as the narrator. So I thought, I love Chaplin. I saw a film that I haven't seen in years. Do you remember a film called Road Games?
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, and Kevin, Key, what's his name? Forgotten his name. Anyway, it will come to me.
I just remember Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, it's a lorry truck type
thing,
and she gets kidnapped, and he goes after her, and he's got a load of meat in the back. Stacey, that's it. Somebody's put Stacey. Yeah. And it's set in Australia.
That's
and
right.
I just thought, wow, I ain't seen this film in years. And then when I looked, it's a 1981 film. I went, oh, bloody hell, was it that far back? Yeah, Jesus, I suppose it was. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? I had an entertaining time watching that. I thought it was really quite good, because it really is Stacey talking to himself, really, all the way through the film. He's got a dog next to him, and he's going, there you are, I picked up a girl, she was bad luck, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to himself. That's all it is. It's not Jewel. Take it like this. It's not Jewel. Jewel's is a bar above just about everything, but it is a truck film.
Yeah.
It is a going after something, and all of that sort of stuff. And you think there's going to be some scares in it, because he finds the truck or something, and he opens it up, and there's just a sandwich box in there, and you think there's a bomb, and he opens it up, and it's just sandwiches in there, and all of that sort of stuff is going on. But I had a good time watching that. And for some unknown reason, I watched Revenge again. Do you remember the film Revenge, with the girl that was raped, and then all these three were going after her? It's a foreign film. I bought it, and I loved the film, and I bought it as a steelbook.
Excellent.
And it happened to be on telly, and I just find it really fun because it's over the top, really over the top.
It is,
with her firing a gun, and it's so powerful it knocks her backwards, and it only shoots him in the arm, and then he's going up the hill, and there's blood coming out of it. I mean, honestly, if you see the blood on the floor, you'd think, well, that's all his body blood come out, because tell you what, it's splattered all over the mountainside, and yet this guy's still alive. And there's a really funny bit where there's a piece of glass in his foot, and he's pulling this glass out, and he's going, oh, bloody hell, it's like this, and then he can't put the foot on the accelerator, and all of this sort of stuff. It's just well over the top with the gore bit, but it's fun. It's fun in a way, like, oh my God, how over the top is this film? It really is. And the last film that I remember really seeing this week that I can talk about is I watched The Living Daylights.
Oh, right.
No, sorry, I saw License to Kill. License to Kill.
Yeah.
And I like License to Kill. I like the fact as well at the end it says Bond will be back. And it was about 8 years or something before it did. And I was going, that's optimistic. It's weird, because who is the Bond girl in that? Because is it the girl that the drug lord has got, or is it the one that he befriends that is also on the case with him? Because there's two really strong women characters in this, isn't there? Really, if you think about it, it really is a strong Bond film in regards to there's a lot of violence in it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you
it
you
got
have
a
to,
higher certificate, didn't it?
yeah.
It,
I mean,
for a Bond film.
I remember reading the book about this, saying that I thought this was a bit derogatory, to be quite honest. But it says in the book that they had to change the name to License to Kill because they thought that the Americans wouldn't understand License Revoked.
Yeah.
And License Revoked makes more sense because in the scene he's been told that he must pull himself off of this case because he needs to go to Istanbul, doesn't he? Istanbul. And he says, and if you don't go, no, what he says is, I resign then. And then M, I think it's M, isn't it? M turns around and says, well, your license to kill is revoked then. And then he jumps over the porch, doesn't he, and runs away.
Yeah.
Because he's more interested with getting revenge for his friend Felix, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
So revoked is a word that's in there, but apparently they took it away from the title because they thought Americans wouldn't understand what revoked means. And it made me go and have a look at YouTube about other things that I might have missed that I didn't know about, like The Spy Who Loved Me. I didn't know this. The Spy Who Loved Me. Caroline Munro's in it, isn't she?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Apparently, her very first scene is her coming out of the boat, and she's got a very stern face. Right, when she's talking. What I didn't know was when she was coming out of that boat, a bee was on the seat that she had on the boat, and it stung her on the arse.
Really?
Right? Yeah. But because of the light, they told her, you've got to film now because we're going to lose the light. So while she was in pain with this bloody sting on her backside, she had to do the scene, and that's why her face was there. And it's all those sort of things that I go, do you know what? This is the reason why I like film. I like to learn about all these things that go on.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had a great time watching License to Kill. I don't know why I keep saying Living Daylights. I really enjoyed watching again License to Kill, and I really enjoyed. But the thing I really enjoyed was looking up all the extra bits on why the film was made like it was. You know, all the history behind it. So that was great. So I think I've taken up 10 minutes. I don't think that's too bad for me. We will now turn our attention to Tony York's corner and see what Ian has got to watch. And by the way, I do apologize if you see me go. I won't interrupt Ian. You'll just see the camera go. That will be me checking on my mum.
There is something I learned just before I came on, which I found quite interesting. Apparently, they're going to release now Ken Russell's The Devils. The Devils it's possibly going to be in its uncut form.
That's right. Denny put it in my Discord, Ian. The Devils.
It's got quite an interesting history, to say the least, about the various cuts of it. So I think that's really good news. I think that's excellent news. It's taken quite a lot of people talked about this over years, and it's a controversial film that I really enjoyed what I've seen of it. I want to see the proper version of it. Brilliant. Oliver Reed, of course, in it. And I'm
really looking forward to it because he put it up along with the rumors that Logan's Run is going to come out. Apparently, it's not been announced, but it's pretty much a done deal that Logan's Run is coming out this year.
Yeah.
And on a totally different note, I was speaking to Rocket Bunny earlier, and I forgot to tell him that I've been playing this game, and he might be interested in it. It's called Terratech Legion. So just to let him know, I am still about. I still want to play on our little game, but I've been playing this little game, and it's very cheap at the moment. And thanks for our little chat earlier on. I miss our chats with Rocket. It's been one of those horrible periods of time in my life, and I hope to speak to him again soon. So anyway, I'm taking up far too much time. It's Tony York corner time.
Well, not quite yet. So that film, The Portable Door, which you talked about, and which I also watched, I thought was very enjoyable. It's just a nice comedy fantasy, and the fact that Jim Henson Company were involved in it, I think even has a certain style to it as well, which I think that because it's very funny in places, and particularly Sam Neill really seems to be enjoying himself. He's playing quite an over the top character, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And then there was another one that you sent. Which I watched anyhow, which was a film called Apex, which was a Netflix film. It's got Charlie Theron and what's his name, bloke who played Elton John, Tegon Egerton or something like that. Now, to me, it's a good cast, but it's a Netflix film, and there's something sometimes I get in these films that's just lacking. I don't know what it is. I'm really trying to work out what it is. The premise was interesting.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me, and I've got this vibe where there's other films that Netflix have done for a cinema plus a Netflix sort of like release, and I've always gone, do you know what? This looks like, when we talk about the latest Star Trek films, where we say, do you know what? This is 2 episodes spliced together and it's put at the cinema. It's got that sort of vibe to it where you go, do you know what? I can see where the money went, but this could be almost on telly only. And from that point of view, I'm enjoying it, but it certainly isn't cinema worthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a really good cast. It's set in the Australian outback and looks absolutely fantastic. It does. It really looks good. But it also does it's got these really good actors in it, but it's predictable. Certain things as you're watching it are going to happen, and they do happen. I don't know what it is. It may have had a limited run at the theaters. I don't know, but it possibly hasn't. It's possibly just gone on there, and I think they have that feel about it, which is a shame, really. I don't know what it is, but I don't subscribe to Netflix probably for that reason as well.
The reason why it's difficult, I think, sometimes though, is this a cinema release or is it just Netflix? Is because I think that sometimes Netflix have got a special license to show films that had a limited run in other countries that weren't released fully in others. Like where films have been shown in Japan and in certain areas of Europe, but they never got a cinema release in UK. They never got a cinema release in America.
Yeah.
And, it's so, in other words, it's a semi-release film. In other words, we'd class it as a straight to video. In the old days, it would have been a straight to video. But then somebody would later on in 10 years' time would turn around and say, you do know that actually had a cinema release in Canada. And you go, well, no, I didn't know that because I was told it was a straight to video. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right. So I look at it a bit like that. Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting, though. Netflix are deliberately trying to attract decent actors, aren't they? They're definitely doing that. Yeah. And actors now, because maybe they're feeling Hollywood isn't giving them all the opportunities, not enough work, maybe. They're doing Netflix is a good source of making money, making a living, So they'll take it, won't they?
Like I say, this portable door, it's got Sky written all over it. I mean, I can't show you that now. It says Sky Original. But I do believe it did get a limited run in the cinema.
Yeah. Well, you see, Netflix does that sometimes, but there are a lot that are just going straight.
And you were saying earlier on, I bet you any money it did get a limited run because you can see it's got Jim Henson involved in it, and the special effects with the wizards that are in it are actually quite good.
I would say it probably did. It must have done.
If that film had come out in the 80s, you'd have classed it as like the same as Dark Crystal, So you'd have said, it would have been
It has that feel. I think that's a good comparison, actually. Yeah, it's got that feel about it. Anyhow, let's get on to my. I haven't really got that much to show. Really, I have three films here that I've.
Are you trying to tell me that what I watched this week will be a 5-minute short or something this week? Is that
well, I don't know. I'll
saying?
try and it won't be because you know me, especially as the three. Well, this first film I could talk about for hours, but I better not do. It's a big favourite of mine, and it's a network release. Which, funnily enough, last week's film counts as Dracula.
Hang on a minute.
Release.
Do not say network 5 times because Jim Jam suddenly turned.
It's like a chant. Yeah. It's a
if you go network, and then if you say it for the 5th time, I tell you, Jim Jam will come in and he'll go, "Hello guys, have you seen this on network? I bought this week." Honestly, it happens. We know this for a fact. After 106 episodes, we know that that happens. So they are.
Anyhow, this again, it's I seem to be watching a Hammer film every week. It's another Hammer film. It's Twins of Evil, which actually, who could not love this film? I mean, this film is from 1971. And it's got Peter Cushing in it. Peter Cushing, as usual. So
has it got Pin Cushion in it again?
No, I haven't got it. It's
Peter Cushing. Rocket Bunnies fell over off of his chair now, laughing.
Oh dear!
Anyway, I'll be back in a minute.
I mentioned it director before I get into it. His name is John Huff, and he directed Eyewitness, which is absolutely brilliant. That's from 1970. The Legend of Hell House, you might have heard that one. He directed that in 1973. Then there's this Hollywood film, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, 1974, and a Disney film that people really enjoy, which is Escape to Witch Mountain, 1975. Brass Target, which is a really good film, 1978. And then, because he did the sequel, Return to Witch Mountain, 1978. He did a horror film called Incubus, and he directed one of Delboy's favourite films, which is Biggles. He directed Biggles. He liked that one quite a lot. And another horror, American Gothic, 1988. So really good director. This cast, it's got Dennis Price. Dennis Price was one of those actors who appeared in just absolutely anything. He drank all his money that he ever made in his career, and he had to work, and he took loads of roles. He'd take anything. He took anything, really. And here he is again. But this film has got the two Playboy pin-up twin models in it, the twins. They're Madeline Collinson and Mary Collinson. And I say they were Playboy models. They do look fantastic. And they really you can't help but ignore these two beautiful looking women. Now that what's her name? Madeline Collinson. Now she died in 2014. And then Mary Collinson died in 2021. And they never really did any more films much. If you look on the filmography, they didn't really do much. It's almost like they're retired. They had their Playboy career. I think they may have done some more modeling, but that was it, really. They sort of disappeared, but they're very striking, and I think people remember this film for those two reasons. Then the villain, who is Count Karnstein. He's played by this bloke called Damon Thomas, who was in Henry VIII and His Six Wives, 1972, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, 1977, and then Never Let Me Go, 2010, and a horror anthology story, which I was trying to find, called Grave Tales. It's quite difficult to get hold of. I thought there might be a cheap DVD release because I was looking, because I like horror anthologies, but anyhow, there ain't anything, and it's just lots of TV series and TV films. So this is like, it's set in sort of Karnstein, wherever that is in Eastern Europe, or Germany, that kind of sort of stuff. And you've got Peter Cushing. He plays this. Well, he's a very deeply religious sort of Puritan fanatic, basically, and he's sort of in charge of this group called the Brotherhood, and they all get together in their Puritan outfits and going on and going fanatical. Well, into his care, these two twins are brought, and he's, as the uncle, has to look after them, and of course he's not very pleased when he sees the way they are, and he's not very pleased at all. And particularly one of the twins is a bit more sort of rebellious, and she's not going to put up with all this. Definitely not going to put up with this. So as the story develops in this area, you've got these deaths of all these girls, which are being killed by a vampire. Yes, and in the end, of course, it's soon pretty obvious who it is. It's this Count. It's the Count who's the vampire. He's been worshipping Satan and all that sort of stuff as they go into, and it's him that's doing it also. It leads to an inevitable thing with the bad twin going off, becoming a vampire as well, and it's just a really good, enjoyable story. It just sails by. Absolutely love it. Peter Cushing is fantastic. What more can you say when he's in top form? And I love the sort of Puritans going mad and everything. It's absolutely wonderful. This will probably get another, eventually, a release on Hammer. I don't know when though, but it'll be great. I'd like to have seen more extras again. Unfortunately, there weren't that many extras on this about the film, which is a shame. I'd love to have seen a lot more about it. So it's one I really enjoy. I've done over years. You've probably seen it on the TV maybe quite a few times. I don't know. But it's a good one. And, Network did some good titles. They've done these good Hammer titles. And that's it. So the next one is a film that I've enjoyed a lot. And this was like that one. I did my sort of top 10 films of the 70s, and really it's a total mess. I've done 10 when I think comes out on Friday, and I had a hell of a time doing it. I don't know why I did it in the end, because it's an impossible task. There's so many that are not included on that list, including, shockingly, I had to leave out The Omen, and I couldn't fit it in. I've got The Exorcism, I got The Omen. Anyhow, and this was a film that I really wanted to include as well, the 70s, as with the Clint Eastwood ones as well, the Dirty Harry, which again I didn't include. I just couldn't. But this is Death Wish from 1974. This film, it's one of those films. It's like Dirty Harry in the sense that it has a big sort of vibe around it. Culturally as well, a similar sort of kind of thing, really. So this is 1974. It's directed by Michael Winner. It was quite a controversial director. There's a lot around him still, even today, in various things. But I don't want to go on too much. But He directed The System, 1964, and Hannibal Brooks, 1969, which were both films that I really liked, which starred Oliver Reed. He also directed that Western, which I talked about, I think, fairly recently, where Charles Bronson's in it and says he has about 15 lines in it. That's Chateau's Land, 1972. He directed that. Then there was The Mechanic, which is another Bronson, 172. The Scorpio, 1973. The Stone Killer, Bronson again. But then, perhaps the most controversial one of the Death Wish films is the 1982 Death Wish 2, which is heavily cut. And it falls under a lot of censorship because there's a lot of very controversial scene in there, particularly, and that still, I think, happens. I don't know whether there's an actually uncut version of it released in this country. I think there is in America, but I'm not sure in this country. Anyhow, that's another time and story. Then The Wicked Lady did, and that was a very popular film. And then, of course, he did The Death Wish 3, 1985, and another bit later film, not too long, I think, before he died, was Dirty Weekend, 1993, as well. So, as I say, we've got Charles Bronson starring in it, and, Bronson, he has really an interesting career, didn't he? I mean, there's a lot before he became well known. He was in a lot of things, but it's The Magnificent Seven, really, that puts him in 1960 onto a picture. And of course, The Great Escape. I mean, to be associated with those two films, fantastic. And The Great Escape's 1963, so it's quite early. And then, of course, The Dirty Dozen. Who doesn't love The Dirty Dozen? 67. Also, Once Upon a Time in the West. He's in that one, of course, 1965, that one. A Red Sun. Red Sun is perhaps one that's not as much well known, but I really enjoy Red Sun. That's why we've got the sort of martial arts element coming in, and the Western, brilliant. As I say, Death Wish 2 is 1982. 10 to Midnight, 1983. It's another one that's popular. Death Wish 3, yes, you can get the thing. He got into doing all these different franchises of the Death Wish films. 1985, he did one. Death Wish 4, 1987. And Death Wish 5, 1994. So he carried on doing all these Death Wish films. And you can't blame him. I think he really enjoyed doing them. The character was good. They were doing well at the box office. What more can you say?
Does it mention his very, very first appearance? Where you're reading from?
Well, I just started from Magnificent Seven, but he's before that. He's in the
if I remember rightly, in the autobiography of Rod Serling, Charles Bronson's first appearance was on TV in an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Right.
He was in
there was in very, very small roles in the 50s. Sometimes we were uncredited. He'd been going quite a while. It took him a long time to get a break, really.
Yeah.
But
Twilight Zone is the 50s.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like mirrors Clint Eastwood, because his was TV appearance, appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But there was only two characters in that episode, and it was based on a war has gone on, and there's only two people that are left alive, one from one side and one from the other.
Yeah.
And he's going through this town, and there's this girl, and he falls in love with her or something. But they hated each other, and they were shooting at each other, and they were thinking, why are we shooting at each other? We're the only people that are alive. We need company, otherwise our mental health is going to go. So it was ahead of its time. I can't quite remember what the episode name is, but I do remember reading saying that was his first ever appearance. So That's interesting, isn't it? I
Yeah.
thought that's what. Well, I
Well,
thought I'd
no,
bring it
it
into the.
is.
I thought I'd bring it into the conversation, but
I think it always is. No, I think it is interesting. TV and the relationship with actors is always interesting. I think for Bronson, it you can't blame him for getting in. Once you've found a character that you do so well with, you're going to stick with it, and you can't blame him at all. And I think it's an enjoyable lot of films. Okay, the quality might not be as good as particularly this one, but I think it's still not a bad set of 5 films. I think it gives people what they want, and that's what he did. And
did the same director
no,
do all the Death
Michael
Wish?
Winner only did
The third one.
no, he did Death Wish 2. That was it. Then there were different directors for the others. But yeah, actually, it's interesting to think a film like The Magnificent Seven, which is a great film.
Oh yeah,
was so important to a lot of these actors. You look at the actors in that film and the careers that they had as well. It's quite fascinating looking.
I mean, you mentioned the word Michael Winner, and instantly I'm thinking, do you know what? Does anybody really talk about Michael Winner anymore? Because he did some okayish good films, but a lot of dross.
Oh yes, I mean? Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing a film called The Games as a kid.
Oh.
And that was about that. I don't know if it was a true story, but it showed 3 characters. One of them was Frank, the character Michael, what's his name, who did Frank Spencer.
Michael Crawford.
Michael Crawford. He was the milkman who could run a marathon or something, and it was showing.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, and it showed him training. And it as a character, and it showed also this guy from Cambodia, and it also had Michael. Did it have Ryan O'Neal in it? Yeah, it had Ryan O'Neal in it, and he was another one. He was the American that was going to be doing it. And he got to the games, and to be quite honest, Michael Crawford lost badly.
Yeah,
and I thought he was the one that was going to win. Because it was all leading up. Watching Michael Crawford all the way through this film. I remember as a kid liking that film, but apparently it's an awful film. But I remember liking it.
Well, you can like awful films.
And that's the intriguing thing about Michael Winner, because I don't think many people talk about him as a director.
No, I'm afraid he's not got a good reputation.
No.
But since he died, there's been controversial complaints about him, so I don't want to go into them. But
sorry. No, I didn't know. I was just talking about
films, it doesn't surprise me. So the complaints against him, actually. But what more can I say about that? But I'd just it's interesting that I'm a big fan of Oliver Reed, and of course The System I really liked, which I've got that. And Hannibal Brooks is they used to have that on TV a lot. That's with the elephant, him going on this journey with the elephant. It's a really good film. Absolutely loved it. But that was directed by Michael Winner. But anyhow.
First of all, can I just apologize, because I didn't know about that, what you said. That makes perfect sense on why people don't talk about him. But just goes to show you that I don't know all these things. So
it's these sort of issues over the last couple of years have come more into focus, I'm afraid. But again, some I don't know. I don't want to go too much into it, but you hear so many allegations nowadays that you wonder, are they real or some are not? I don't know. Have they been substantiated? It wouldn't surprise me.
I can believe it. I can believe it about Michael Winner. I didn't know about it.
No, I remember him being interviewed on the TV, and I actually thought he was slimy. I thought he was a real slime ball.
Size
Fulham
just made
himself.
Size just made an interesting comment, and I absolutely totally agree with what he said. The best thing Michael Winner ever done was the "Calm Down, Dear" commercials. That's about right. That's about right. Really?
Yeah,
Think
I get
about it.
that. But I do like. I think Bronson's whatever we say about it. Bronson is good in this. He's
Yeah.
Bronson may not be considered the great actor, but I think he adds a lot to this, and I like the
He
story.
sort of like spiked the vigilante films, didn't he? Really?
Yeah,
So
that's right. It is
how many vigilante films came out after Death Wish? There must have been
exactly. You look at it like that, and you can add a bit of. It's not big in it, but it's what it sparks it all. The home invasion. I mean,
yeah.
what happens to his wife and daughter all comes, from these people getting inside his house, and yeah, that's
Turning just on a heel on this. You could
yeah,
even turn around and say that when Marvel made the character of the Punisher, right,
yeah, the Punisher, yeah,
with Frank Castle, that's a cop turned vigilante because his
yes,
family were killed. I
yeah,
mean, it's
yeah,
basically it's somebody's watched Death Wish, gone, oh, that's an interesting thing. I wonder if I could turn that into a comic book character, and they then mimicked it really,
yeah,
because Frank Castle is a character that basically just goes around doing trying to get the bad guys, but he's doing it in the wrong way. He's using excessive force. That's what Death Wish is.
yeah. You can argue that it's a big concern all along because things like Dirty Harry and Magnum Force
Oh
are
yeah,
again the same kind of things, aren't they? They're about discussing the same sort of topics about what's going on, the violence, and what can people do about it, and people getting off, and this happening to it's all in that sort of particular genre of films that came out at the particular
yeah,
time. So
yeah.
that's why this is an important film in that sense, no matter what we might think of some of it. And I think I enjoy, get all the bad guys getting it, getting it in it. And there's also, as one of these sort of thugs, Jeff Goldblum, he pops up.
Oh
And,
yeah.
yeah, it's a very early role. I don't even know if it could be his very first role. He's one of the thugs, but yeah, I like it. And despite everything, so I think last film. I probably won't talk too much about this. That might give you an example. This is called The Overlanders. I did
Oh,
watch it. I watched it last year, and thought, well, I've got to watch this again. I wasn't sure about it last year. It's a sort of British Australian Western. And this is important because the director is called Harry Watt, and he was really a documentary filmmaker. And he did not many sort of real sort of feature films. He did one which I did talk about, which I've got and watched, and I quite enjoyed it actually, which was the Siege of Pinchet in 1959. It's where it's set in Sydney, and this siege goes on, and on this little island, and it's really quite a good film. And it was an Ealing studio film. That was the important point. This isn't. This is 1956, and it's the actor who's in it, Chips Rafferty. What no Chips? Hello, Chips. I'd rather have a fish.
Chips.
Chips, hey Chips. I mean, I don't know. One of the films I know he was in was Desert Rats, 1953. But I don't really know these other films. Walking Fright is a horror, I think, 1971, but it's all sort of Australian TV series and that kind of stuff. Um, the premise of the film is it's set during Second World War, and these the Japanese, they feel, are going to come and invade Australia, and for some reason they're encouraged to move all these sort of cattle, because it's a big food thing. So they say, right, you need to drive it right down. I think it's how many miles? It's supposedly 1,500, no, 1,600 miles they've got to go overland. Take all these there's masses of cows. It's just absolutely loads of buggers. And so that's what it all comes down to. This is what the film is about, and it's all this sort of stuff as they're going along. They've got a team of people who are helping in this drive, and they come into contact with crocodiles, and it's absolutely hot and terrible conditions. And for some reason, Ealing Studios did this in Australia and thought, it's a good idea. But I'll be honest. I've got to be honest. I watched it. This confirmed, I think, what I thought maybe in the first time I watched it. It's dull. That's it. It should be exciting, shouldn't it? A film like that, the idea sounds exciting, but it's not. There's just the lead character is this Chips Rafferty. No, he's
do you think that this was a bit of a? Do you think this was a bit of a stretch for Ealing Studios? Then, being they're really well known for their comedies and a couple of
I think you're right.
Of gangster drama films, but
why were they doing this film, and why in Australia? That's it. That's what I have to say. And why get a director who's really into doing documentaries? Would you? I mean, it can work. We know it has worked with some directors and more. I've been in more documentaries, starting their careers and then developed into doing films. But this bloke didn't. So documentaries and the style, this should be exciting. It should be exciting. But it's not. You don't feel any excitement. It's like watching some boring documentary, and that's what it is. It feels like it's a shame. I mean, it's an interesting idea, and what happened is supposedly based on true stories of what happened in Australia, because they were worried about the Japanese invading them.
I suppose for Ealing Studios, it's a bit of a push, because I know that they were heavily into, like many British studios at the time, doing less location shoots and mostly in the studios. So it'd be pretty hard to do a cowboy or a film with lots of horses or whatever it is. So they probably had to choose. They probably had to choose Australia because it was cheaper to film there, I suppose, at the time.
And they must have thought, oh, this is a good idea at the time. It's sort of adding something to their sort of run of films, but it wasn't. You want them, as you say, comedy. You want them to do comedy. That's what they're good at. They were very good at it, and they've gone into this area, and it's a Western film. But to get an audience, you've got to have something exciting. And no offense, but most people, it's not totally true, but documentaries in the past, sometimes nowadays they do quite well, documentaries, but they're never considered like an actual feature film in the same way. And therefore, to create this feature film with a feel that has got a documentary feel, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And as particularly the acting isn't that good. It's not this Chips Rafferty. He's just, it's a shame. It's a shame. You think, and maybe a better director, maybe better thoughts, better acting, better scripts actually.
Yeah.
It would have made it, because there could have been some, but there was no humor in it really. It's what it needed. It needed crocodiles to start talking, or something different to happen. Oh, I fancy a bite of your arse, or you, mate. And we didn't get anything. We just could have done with something. Very disappointing. Anyhow, that's it. I finished. So
bloody hell!
You're thinking we better get on with comments?
You only went on for about 40 minutes. Jesus Christ!
I don't think it was 40 minutes, but it probably seemed like it. Probably people were nodding off, or they probably already nodded off. Anyhow, let's get to the comments. So we'll start off with Si saying, "Hi guys, hello Si, welcome. Hope you're okay." And we've got Rocket Bunny saying, "Hey Si, good evening all. Good evening, Rocket Bunny. Welcome as always." Si, hi Rocket Bunny. And then Don't Sub Gaming, hello nice people. Thank you so much as always for joining us. Thank you.
That makes me laugh, because he's just there's all these highs going on. He says hello nice people. I thought, well, there's probably only one there.
And then Si says, "I Don't Sub," and then Don't Sub says, "Hi Si," and Rocket Bunny, and then and I adjust my chat settings again. I know you do that every week. And then Rocket Bunny says, "Hey, don't sub," and then Rocket Bunny, "I'm officially famished, waiting for my pizza." Well, you're probably eating it now, or you've probably eaten it. Oh, and then I've just made chili from scratch. It was delicious, Si says. Nice.
Do you know what? I'm getting really hungry now, because I'll tell you what, when your sister's not around and you have to make all the meals for your mum and that, I tend to find I'm not eating. I get to about 8 o'clock at night, and my mum's starting to go to bed, and I'm going, I'm famished. I haven't eaten. Bloody hell. I can't be asked to cook anything, and I go and get a big bloody bag of baked crisps, because I can't have the full fat ones.
Yeah,
and I'm just eating crap. I really have. I can't wait for my sister to be back tomorrow, because it's been a week like that. I have had nothing to eat, and now people are talking about pizzas and chili and shit.
Yeah,
bastards. How did you? I'm really starting here. You might have just seen me having half a fun-sized Twix just now, because my mum said she'd like a bit of chocolate.
Oh, I love chocolate. I could just eat chocolate. And my chocolate bar selection, I've got loads in the cupboard. My son was laughing at me and said, "You're eating all these bars of chocolate." Me? I do. I just can't beat a bit of chocolate. Chili, I'm sorry, I'm not into sort of hot foods at all, spicy foods.
Well, it's a bean type stew, isn't it? But it's all the spices that go into it.
I don't like it. No, I'm a bit boring.
To me, it's like it's a really spicy mince, like the mince that you'd make for a cottage, like you'd make for a cottage pie. So in other words, take the potato away, add a load of spices, and you've got
no.
It's like baked beans that are white in it, isn't it?
I'm so boring. I don't like Indian curries and any of that.
No, well, I can't have them. I'm allergic to onions and things, so I can't.
Oh well, you might have a few problems with Indian food then.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind chicken tikka, but not masala, because masala's a sauce. Chicken tikka is just chicken with a spice over the top on stew.
Chicken korma, but that's a mild one. But I'm not. It's not something I'd choose. If I'm being polite and going to an Indian restaurant, if I had to when I was younger, I'd probably a chicken korma, but.
But I could tell you weren't going to be a chili lover, because you're always saying in my blogs that you're getting warmer. So you don't like the cold. So
no, I don't. No. It's ironic, isn't it? Ironic. That probably do me a lot of good, but no, it probably wouldn't. I can't stand the taste. Good evening, Ian, Dell, and chat. Tony says.
Oh, there's that sod. Look
And
at that,
I,
look, Tony
Tony.
York.
And then Rocket Bunny says, "Good choice, Si. I haven't made one for a bit. We'll have to add that to the next shopping list. Yeah, why not? Get one going." And then Don't says, "I Tony York," and Rocket Bunny says, "I Tony." Tony York says, "I saw Rocket."
Bloody hell! It'll take us 20 minutes to get through the whole.
And then Slipknot joined us. Hey, hello, Slipknot. Welcome. Si, Rocket Bunny, Tony Yorks, hi. You've put them all in at once. That's a good idea. Put them all in at once. Yeah. And Tony Yorks said, Bayek, add fish and chips with healthy. Hey, you've got to have fish and chips. It's best going. Unfortunately, it's expensive nowadays, but it's still lovely. And David Marshall says, hello, David. Hi, everyone. Hope you all had a good bank holiday weekend. Thank you, David, for joining us.
Now, so David started to come in now, and as anybody that knows, I always take the piss, right, or say nasty things to all the people I like. I like David. Gonna have to start thinking now about how I can. There's that sob David. Look, I've got to come in. Look.
Yeah, everybody gets insulted.
I've got to have an insult now for David. I've got to think about one.
And yeah, we got Si saying, I Slipknot, and then Tony saying, I Slipknot, and then Tony saying, I David, and then I Slipknot and David, Rocket Bunny, and then hi David, and then Dope says, hi Slipknot, and then Slipknot says, David Marshall, yeah, hi.
He says, sup, and what's up, in other words, what's up?
Sup. The Slipknot says, did anyone watch the snooker over the last fortnight? The semis and the final itself were brilliant. I'm not a snooker fan, but I think I know somebody who does watch a bit of snooker, if I'm not mistaken, because it does get mentioned sometimes in the blog. Yes.
I've watched it. My mum likes the snooker.
That's it, yeah.
I watch it with her. We did watch the final. But she has to go to sleep before the final ends because I'll tell you what, back in the 80s, that was when it was really, really exciting. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? This is where BBC Two got the highest ratings, didn't it? And it was a show after midnight because it was
Steve Davis,
wasn't it?
Yeah, and that other bloke with glasses.
It went over to BBC Two, and like 16 million people watched the end, which took until about 20-1 or something. And it was a bank holiday Monday, and everybody had to be at work the next day. And it was like, oh, I remember my dad going, "I'm tired. I can't like this."
It was big.
That was an interesting time, but that was when we had people like Hurricane Higgins and all of that. That was
Hurricane Higgins. That's it. Yeah, characters.
Tony Griffiths, and you had the what do they call him? The Count, because he was, what was his name?
Ray Reardon.
Ray Reardon.
They said he looked like Dracula.
Yeah, so they called him the Count, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, we're showing our age.
People are but that was the time that was the time where I thought snooker was brilliant. I could watch it and I'd be engrossed. And I suppose I could be with Ronnie O'Sullivan and that, but I just don't have the interest with them. I'm just going, Ronnie, so who do I care? Ronnie O'Sullivan. I'm not really bothered. But if you mentioned all of that time in the 80s, I'd be going, oh yeah, it was like the darts, with Jockey Wilson and all of that.
Did you see the final then? Was the final?
I watched the final at the beginning with my mum, but then when she went to sleep, I then went back into my room and I started to watch some films because I've got to start catching up with stuff I've got, because I've got nothing to talk about on Wednesday if I don't start watching some film. I've watched my mum go to sleep. That's all I could tell you. You know what I mean?
Well, it's good. We're encouraging you to watch more films. I'm quite pleased with that. So,
I even introduced a foreign film in Revenge this week. Yeah. So I just thought, wow,
I'm pleased. Yeah, that's good. That's what we want. Right. And then Tony says, "Don't have a license if it's on normal TV." Normal? What is normal? But Tony, the rules are meant to be broken. So he says, "Oh crikey, rebels." Wee Bob says, "I take it my screen is not frozen." No. Welcome here again.
Hey, it's Wee Bob. I like Wee Bob.
Welcome. And Si says, "No, Wee Bob." And then Tony says, "I'm very law abiding." Yeah, there you are. He's a very law abiding
Lying bastard. That's all I got to say. That you lying bastard.
Like magic, or speak of the devils, they're sure to appear. Yeah. That's true. Bloody hell, it's Jerry Goldsmith.
Yeah, I have my background on Jerry Goldsmith.
Who never? Oh, crikey. Don't Sub says, "Here, do you remember Jimmy Edwards? If so, what film of his did you like the most?" I do remember Jimmy Edwards. I can't think of his films. I remember him on TV.
I don't remember Jimmy Edwards. Who's he?
Oh, he's from 60s. He's from the recent 60s. He had this big mustache, as I remember, massive mustache. Do you know? I don't know. Was he in any of the Saint Trinian's films? I don't think he was. I can't remember him in any particular film.
I mean, I've seen the Saint Trinian films.
Yeah, I don't think because there's later ones. There's some, obviously in 50s and all that period with Alistair Sims, of course.
Yeah.
But I can't, honestly, I don't know any of his films. I can't remember. I probably have seen him, but I know he was on the TV and it was in the 60s. I do remember because my mum and dad talking about him and this mustache, this big mustache he had. That's all I remember. I'm sure you might inform us with a bit more. And then Tony says, that backup of Dell's, is that the guy of some kind of composer or something? Yeah, probably some composer. And then let's have a look. Was Jimmy Edwards the actor with a crazy mustache? Yes, it was. You're right, it was. Yeah, that's how I remember. This blooming big mustache. It was massive. Yeah. I wonder if he was. I don't know if any of you remember this. You probably won't, from the 60s. There was this comedy series. It may have been into the 70s as well. And I think he may have been onto it. I think it was called Joker's Wild, where these various comedians told jokes and they're given subjects and to do. I seem to remember he could well have been on that as well at some time. That may have been just into the 70s. I'm not quite sure, but I do remember that Joker's Wild series. All these comedians. Ted Ray. That's it. Ted Ray was in it. Ted Ray, I don't know if anybody remembers Ted Ray. He was in it, definitely. I remember that. I've forgotten who else. But yeah, that's going back. It was quite a big series on ITV, as I remember. Quite popular. Okay, question. Have you ever tried a food or sweet type thing after seeing it in a movie? God, that's an interesting question. A sweet type thing. That's a bloody good question. I can't think of it. I tell you what I do think of, and I've never tried them, is when I'm watching Willy Wonka, you see the Wonka bars, don't you? And some company or something must have got the license. I don't know if they were very successful because I haven't seen them since. I don't think they lasted long, but they did have the Wonka bars, and I must admit, I would definitely now, if I saw one, I would definitely get one and see what was like, but it'd probably be pretty awful and not. But I always think of the Wonka bars. Um, definitely, because as a dedicated chocoholic, that would be something I would definitely want to be trying. I don't know whether they sold them commercially that much. I'm trying to think. They may have had been out a little bit. As I say, some company probably got their eyes. But I think other weeks we might have mentioned these Wonka bars, and I don't know whether they were that tasty, whether they were pretty crap. I don't know if anybody ever had a Wonka bar. But that's the sort of thing that I'm thinking of. I can't think of any other sweets. I know what I'd love to have. I have to have a toot sweets. Yes, of course, chitty chitty bang bang, the toot sweets. Yeah, I'd love to have a toot sweet. Wouldn't I be playing it away and dancing around? Even I'd be dancing. I'd get going and go to sweets and all that. Yeah, I'd love to see a toot sweet. Definitely, that'd be great. Dogs like them, don't they? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love that. Toot sweets. Yeah, and then adult sub going. Yes, at Cyro. And then Tony Hawk, Schoolmaster in Waco. I think. Was that a TV series? Waco. Oh, probably it would fit that. Yeah, it would fit that kind of role. I vaguely remember that name. I don't know. It's just somebody I vaguely remember on the TV. Dan Marshall, watched a couple of cracking movies bank holiday weekend. Oh, Spartacus. Fantastic. Wow. That's just a classic, historical, brilliant Kirk Douglas. What more can I say about that? Poseidon Adventure, yes, much better than the remake. Poseidon Adventure, the original one, is absolutely brilliant. I love Poseidon Adventure. What a story! What a film! It's great, absolutely wonderful. Now, Police Story 1 and 2. I don't know. They say if they're of that era, I would definitely be interested in them. I don't know though. I'm sorry, I don't really know. Probably Delboy might have known them, but he's not here. So, yeah. I think anything of that. If they're all in that sort of era, I would love to watch them. You can't beat watching them. Absolutely love them. And then Rocket Boo says, "Had to refresh my screen there. We're still staring at the waiting screen 2 minutes after they'd started." Oh, I'm sorry about that, Rocket Boo. I don't know why that happened. Sai says, "I went to see a 40th anniversary screening of Islander on Bank Holiday Monday. Took my godson to see it. He loves it, but he's never seen it on the big screen before. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, what a treat to see it. It's a great film. It's just, it ticks all the boxes, does Islander. It's just, everything about it is just great. And you were very lucky to see a screening of it like that. And I must admit, I've not seen that on the big screen. Great film. Absolutely wonderful. And I'm sure your godson had a great time watching that. Must have been absolutely wonderful.
You've never seen Highlander on the screen. Wow.
No, I've never seen it on big screen. No, no.
I remember being disappointed with Highlander 2 when that came out.
Oh yeah, everybody says that, yeah.
It was too much of that environmental, the whole sky's got this pink goo and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it got panned, didn't it? It got panned. I believe
It's another one of those films which I'm not going to get drawn into, where they've done another big box release of Highlander. I mean, I don't know how many times I've bought Highlander as a steel book.
Yeah,
My God, must be
yeah.
2-3 times now, and now there's another one, and I'm going, nah. But Highlander, I mean, it's a class film. It's just I'm not going to get drawn in this year to another release.
You can't do it with all these films, can you? You just can't. No one. And then, oh yeah, these right here. Tony Hawk says Spartacus is an all-time classic.
Oh yeah.
David, have you ever seen the TV series? Do you know I haven't seen the TV series?
Oh, it's got that. It's got that Scottish guy who's what's his? He's in a lot of ITV dramas. I forgot his name. I've got the box set somewhere.
What's that Scottish guy? Oh, I don't know. He's got a box set of it, so I must admit, it's the film is just fantastic. It's one that a lot of people would rate as one of the great epic films. I think that would be quite right. Here we are. What's the name of the actor then?
I've got to have a look. Hang on.
Oh.
Hang on. There it is. Look, Spartacus, the complete collection.
Oh.
Spartacus.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. They do have to make the bloody writing small, don't they?
Yeah. Why do they do that?
Bastards.
You need a magnifier.
Yeah, John Hannah.
Oh, John Hannah, of course. Oh, yes. Yeah.
He plays one of the Roman higher ups, if you see what I mean. Yeah. It's really good, Spartacus. You know, I mean, look, all the series look on there. You got Spartacus, Blood and Sand, Gods of the Arenas, Vengeance, and War of the Damned.
That sounds really good.
14 discs. I remember buying this. I think it was a tenner in a sale.
Wow, you did well. You did really well there.
Yeah, and I remember going, I really like that. I think I'll buy that. It was one of those things because it was at a time where I was buying things like Stargate Atlantis and all of that sort of stuff, and Lost and all of that sort of stuff. Because you can see on there it says as seen on Sky One, and Sky One disappeared and then only came back this year. I mean, it's been rebranded, hasn't it? Sky One. So just shows how old that is. It was at the time when 24 was out and all of that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, we all remember that. That was an event. Right. Tony says Stacey Keach. That's the road, the one with Jamie Lee Curtis in. Definitely, Stacey Keach.
Road Game.
That's the one. Yeah. Tony, David says, Tony, I have the series on DVD, but haven't watched it yet. Is that referring to the one that Delboy just showed? I think it may be. And then Tony says, enjoyed Road Games. Good bit of Ozploitation.
Ozploitation.
Yeah. It's a good way of describing it. Here we are. Si says BMX Bandits.
Oh Christ!
Ozploitation.
That's Nicole Kidman, isn't it? In that
BMX Bandits.
She plays a tomboy type character on a BMX, doesn't she? Nicole
I've not seen it. It's not something that I would immediately want to watch.
It's one of those films like people start mentioning things like the Bad News Bears, which is Walter Matthau and those kids playing baseball, and they swear a lot. BMX Bandits is sort of
like that. And then Tony says, I watched the Spartacus series on DVD a couple of years ago, David. Enjoyed it. Okay, as long as you don't mind the gory bits.
It's gory.
We like the gory bits. If it's not gory, it's not a story.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about gladiators in arenas. They don't go around with
No, yeah,
paper swords, do they? I mean,
no.
they cut people's arms off and
Yeah,
stuff. So
they're not
you know,
gentlemen, sort of English gentlemen. Saying, "Oh, take that." No,
yeah,
we're not having that.
we're not talking about fencing. You know,
Yes, lopping arms off. It's more Monty Python, Holy Grail, isn't it? You
yeah,
know,
just a flesh wound. Yeah, come back here and I'll bite your bum. It's just a scratch. Yeah, bollock, your arm's been cut off.
Oh,
I like that. He goes, "You're a loony."
oh dear, it makes me want to watch that now. Actually, oh yeah, that's really funny. So says Tony, have you seen Razorback? That's a decent Aussie film. It's directed by the same guy who made Islander. Brilliant. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen Razorback now?
Or maybe a long time back.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it really.
Yeah.
It's just a name that sticks out, and I go, "Oh yeah, I think I've seen that." Can't remember much about it.
Yeah. Tony says, I saw it on TV many years ago, so I don't remember anything about it. Keep meaning to get it on physical. Yeah. Well, that's what I encourage you to go and have.
Yeah, I can imagine it being sent in the post to Ian about a year later.
Yeah. Oh dear. And then we've got Rocket Bunny saying, I remember enjoying Living Daylights at the time, but in my complete Bond watch through earlier this year, it felt a bit tired compared with GoldenEye when it came back 6 years later.
Yeah, I think he's talking about License to Kill. I think he mentions that in the next sentence.
Yeah, I must admit, I think that everybody always goes on about Timothy Dalton.
Yeah,
you know, what a brilliant Bond he was and that. But I still find it hard. He only did 2 films, and I can't really make that assessment. You know, I'd like to see more. Then I could assess him. Well, it was at least with Brosnan, he's not very popular, but he made about 5 films, didn't he?
Yeah, 5 or 6, wasn't it?
Yeah.
5 or 6.
So you can assess him better than just 2 films, in my view.
Yeah, but then how do you address on Her Majesty's Secret Service then? If it wasn't the fact that if it wasn't the fact that that's a very, very, very strong Bond film, you can't really assess him.
Well, you see, I think it's because the film is so well directed. Everything about it is just the story, perfection in many ways. And it's one of the few Bond films, as I say, where the music is, for me, actually really notice the music.
Oh God, yeah,
it's fantastic. But
John Barry knocked out the park. Really,
yeah, it's just an amazing film as well, and the soundtrack, everything about it is. That's why it's high up on people's lists of great Bond films. But with Timothy Dalton, those 2 films. I think back. What do I remember from them? I don't remember a great. I know this is probably sacrilege to a lot of people, but they're not very memorable to me. Well,
to me, especially the Living Daylights, because the only thing about the Living Daylights that I like is the actual main theme tune.
Oh right. So I can't remember. I remember the scene where he's getting tortured. And that's what gave it the higher certificate. There was a bit of controversy about it because the baddie is not a nasty piece of work. But I don't remember. I'm trying to think more about him as a Bond.
When it comes to the Living, because Rocket Bunny is actually talking about License to Kill, right?
Yeah.
But with Living Daylights, the only thing I remember is, and it's really, really crap. Really, is it's all based around this woman who's got a cello or something and an orchestra and all this sort of stuff. And I'm going, this is boring, right? I mean, I'll tell you what the big problem is with James Bond. is all of the legal crap that was going on in the background. Because I mean, even if you think of The Spy Who Loved Me,
Yeah.
they were told they can't use Blofeld, so they had to make up a character.
Yeah.
And that character was supposed to be Orson Welles, and then they couldn't get Orson Welles, so they got this German Klaus, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Put a scar on him. All you needed was the cat, and he was Blofeld.
Put a scar.
Right? But they weren't allowed to use the name. They said, "No, sorry, that's copyright. You can't have that. There's a legal thing going on with that. So you got to write that character out." And they'd written the whole thing based on the book, and the screenplay had that character in it. And they're going, "Well, what do we do?" And they just said, "Well, we'll put a different actor in, put a scar on his face, remove the cat. There you are."
Yeah.
And I'm going, "Wow."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like all of that crap's going on, and as a kid, you don't realize all this is going on. You just went in and you enjoyed the film.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I tell you what, the other thing is, James Bond films never made me want to go and read the books. I don't know what it is. I didn't come out of the film going, "Oh, I must read the book of that."
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. But I never felt like. I mean, I've read a couple of Ian Fleming's books now, but I read them after it was Christopher Lee that turned around and said it was one of his best friends. So I got interested and went, "Do you know what? I haven't read a James Bond book. I'll have to do it." So I downloaded one and put it on my Kindle, and I read it, and I really enjoyed it. It was Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But it was a good book. I liked it. It was a bit old-fashioned, I thought. But it was an interesting book. But after reading the book, I went, "I can't believe they've made 20-odd films based on this character."
Yeah.
Christ. So I'm really happy that the Bond films are still talked about. They're still strong. You know, when we look back in history on them, not now.
Oh, yeah.
Not looking at them now. But I just think I'm so glad that my childhood had James Bond in it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I'm so glad my childhood had James Bond in it, and I went and watched quite a few. They may have been the Roger Moore ones, but because with you it would have been Sean Connery, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're about 30 years older than me.
Yeah, at least.
So of course, my life was the late 70s and the early 80s, and that's got to be Roger Moore, isn't it? So
yeah. I mean, we are going to get him back, James Bond.
Yeah.
And that doesn't that tell you a lot that it's a franchise that can just carry on.
Yeah.
You know, even though they killed, it's no big spoiler, is it? Even though they killed the last Bond off, Daniel Craig, that's it. Yeah, they killed him off, but they can bring him back. It's like that, you know, quite easily they can do that. You just pretend that it never happened.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Right, and then we've got Rocket. We've got I meant License to Kill, but they won't see this until after talking about my mistake. Oh, it's all right. I didn't.
That's why I said. That's why I mentioned. That's why I mentioned it, because I knew I saw that, and I went. He meant License to Kill.
Yeah. And then here we've got Don't Subside. The Madness of King George III dropped the number because they thought Americans would ask, where's the first two films at? I get that. Yeah.
No, but it really is a bit weird, because I mean, there's this there's this guy who does game reviews. He swears an awful lot. I forgot what his name is. It's like the nerdy something or other or something.
Yeah.
Right. He did this whole thing about the numbering system. Like, why is the Rocky films such a bad? It starts off with Rocky 1, and I can understand that, and then it's Rocky 2, then 3, then 4, then it's Rocky Balboa. Well, what the fuck? Why is it now suddenly right? Why is it not Rocky 6? Right?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with the numbering system? Right? And he goes on and on and on. It's like, and then you don't even start talking about Rambo. right?
Yeah.
You got First Blood.
Yeah.
Then you got then you've got Rambo 2, or
Yeah.
you know.
Well, the first one is not called Rambo. Rambo's not in
No,
the title.
no, it's just
No.
called
Yeah.
First Blood.
It's First Blood. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it says Part 1. You know, and then you got, and he just goes on and on and on about these numbering systems. And I
Yeah.
have to admit, it's like, I mean, don't even get into Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the airport films? Airport 77. Where's the other 70 bloody 6 of them then?
Yeah.
Right? Well, do you go into the cinema then? So can I see Airplane 1, please?
What I'd like to know
and have you got the other 75 in?
You might know this, but why do they still use Roman numerals? And then on some we don't. Why are Roman numerals still popular?
Yeah,
because they obviously are.
I think it's because of the look. To be quite honest.
Oh right.
You know, if you put, I mean, with Star Wars, it's number 4, isn't it? So it's IV, right?
Yeah.
If you put 4, it looks shit. If you put IV and you put a couple of lines above it, it looks better, doesn't it?
Is that what you really think? Then that's interesting.
Yeah.
That its appearance.
Its appearance.
Cooler. But you know, you're never gonna get stuff when it goes beyond 10, are you? In the same way, you're never gonna go X1 and then X2 and so on.
Yeah.
I think.
Although doesn't the Saw films use the Roman numeral system, and actually the 10th one is an X.
Yes, you're right. No, it is. It's because it's known as Saw. Really, we say, "Oh, it's Saw X," because
Saw X.
In a way, it fits quite well having an X, even though it is the 10th film. But X, it just adds something to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it works in that way. You could say, mind you, that is now definitely is the last of that run. But I would never say that was ended. They'll get a different. They'll revamp.
I mean, I don't know whether the Americans turned around and said, "Well, I saw Jaws 3D. Can I see 3A?
Yeah,
and 3B, and then 3C, please."
Well, do you remember with the certificates when we had AA?
Oh yeah.
So we had A, and they thought, "Oh well, it's one step up in naughtiness." Or what have you from an A, so we'll put another A on, but it's not quite an X, so we'll have AA.
Yeah, but then they did XXX, didn't they? I mean, bloody hell. I mean, it's a bit. I mean, when we think back of it, it's a bit nonsense, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And the Americans have things like unclassified, don't they? And all this sort of stuff, and it's got to get this certificate or that certificate.
Imagine people that are deaf back then. What certificate is it? A? No. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
What? AA? What? No. I mean, what are you, deaf? What?
Yeah.
Imagine that. You can have that conversation with a person who's hard of hearing.
Yeah.
Like, what?
A?
It's an AA.
Hey, mate. Hey, what? Oh dear.
No wonder they changed it. No wonder they changed it to numbers 12.
Yeah,
and 15.
it 15 sounded more. I think. Yeah, mind you,
I used to have a little joke with that because PG, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was pornographic.
Yeah, if you had, everybody would have been rushing in, all kids.
I didn't know it was parental guidance. I thought it was pornographic.
Yeah.
PG.
Well,
I'm going to go and see a PG.
Yeah. Well, I find it interesting because a 15 certificate today, you can, some of them are, I'd say, pretty graphic. I'd say in olden days, going back, some of the 15 certificates would be considered X certificates.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. Hollywood will not make many 18 films now because they need the bums on seats. So they aim to make it 15 or lower.
But they're pushing. They still push.
So they have to push. They have to push the 15 envelope a lot.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, sometimes you can't tell the difference. You know, and our senses are funny because when it comes to violence, they have pushed quite away. But if it's sex, they tend to. We're British. We don't. You're not allowed to see too much sex.
Yeah, I
They're
think
very
when you
straight.
were talking about the Death Wish films,
Yeah,
I think that's probably why they got away with it in the States, because they don't like the breast element, the
yeah,
showing
yeah, yeah,
sexual parts.
yeah.
But we didn't mind, that over here, so that got through the censorship, the
In seventies, it started.
showing
Yeah, yeah,
cleavage and all of that sort of stuff.
yeah. Because I was
And then
thinking.
in America, it was, oh no,
Yeah,
you can't have cleavage, but if you chop somebody's arm off or shoot them in the head, it's bloody all right.
yeah,
So Death
oh,
Wish got less cuts over there, didn't it? I mean, that's where you
yeah.
get the uncensored ones from. So
I mean,
we can't get past the censors with it over here. It's terrible.
you can tell, for instance, with Countess Dracula, that Hammer knew exactly what they were doing. They'd got Ingrid Pitt in, and she obviously had no problem with showing any breasts. And there's at least 3 scenes as if things accidentally come down, and you clearly see her breasts. So they were
Yeah,
pushing that. That was pushing the censors. They must have gone to the censors and saying, "Oh, please let us have this," and they must have relented, because before that they wouldn't have allowed that so open. You wouldn't have been able to see a nipple if you
oh
do
yeah,
it like that. You weren't allowed to show a nipple, but you do in Countess Dracula and some of the Hammer films afterwards. And then, of course, it was just pushing the boundaries. But America, oh, no, you're right. They
oh yeah.
wouldn't.
It was
Yeah,
over here. It's like a wet t-shirt contest. If you weren't gonna show the cleavage, you'd show a woman with big breasts with the most see-through white top you'll ever see in your
that's
life.
right.
You know
And
what I mean?
you could see things. Yeah.
It's like what are you trying to hide? Because I can see just about everything with that.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh,
It's
no.
like, what's the point in that?
Yeah. Yeah, the laughing is Rocket Bunny that was on about the number thing, isn't it? Yeah, we're on about the
Yeah.
numbers. And then Tony says Patrick is a good Ozploitation about a comatized guy who's telekinetic. Oh, as Susan Penaligan as a nurse, and the child catcher from Chitty Bang Bang, as we know, as a doctor. Oh, all right.
I swear Tony's put all of that there just to see if you can read out any of those words properly.
Yeah, he probably has.
Swear he's done
Everybody
that.
is. I was trying to be as careful as possible. Right. And then Don't Subgame says Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was changed to Sorcerer's Stone, yeah, in America, because they thought Americans would know what a philosopher was.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what a philosopher was.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. No, what's a philosopher? Yeah, gee, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that your impression of an American? Really?
Yeah. Gee, hey. I don't want to say, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. They nearly did it with 2001 A Space Odyssey, because no one has
the first 2,000 of them, yeah.
Thank God. Imagine if there had been 2,000 of them. Oh my giddy aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got 1996 A Space Odyssey? You got 1902.
Oh my crikey. And then David says, Del, I have a Tron and Tron Legacy on Blu-ray. Is Tron Ares worth getting to complete the trilogy? I've heard negative vibes about it, but it's only a tenner on Amazon Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know more about it than I do, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mentioned it in the next sentence, but it's one of those films
where you have it. Yeah, as you said here, Tron Ares to me is okay to poor film. as a completionist, I would say go for it, but I would buy it in a sale if you can. That's a good
I mean,
answer.
I bought it full price and went, oh God,
Yeah,
it's not the Tron that I remember. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
the first two, they went in a different direction, and I can understand the reason for going in a different direction. But to me, that wasn't Tron.
yeah,
It's outside in the real world with the characters inside a computer coming out into the real
yeah,
world. And I preferred the other direction where we're in the real world and we're blown into the computer itself, and
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
world you're in. And that's the Tron that I know. It's all right, and you know it's watchable, but I didn't. I can understand why people were saying that's a poor film.
yeah.
The bad news about it is really, well, it could be bad news, is they threatened to do 3 films,
Oh,
you know. But how many years passed between the second Tron film and the third? And then how many
yeah,
years passed by from the very first Tron film to bringing out a sequel, you know, the
yeah,
second. So, you know, maybe that won't happen. But then again, I always do that when they release the new Planet of the Apes films and they say, oh, this is going to be a new trilogy. And I'm going, oh, for goodness sake, you've
stop
just
it.
done a trilogy
Yeah,
and it ended really well. And that's where it should have ended. But now you're doing another film and you're saying, right, this is going to be another 2 films after this. And you're going, well,
yeah, it's non-stop. Yeah.
you know.
I'm sure you might be able to find a sale. They do pop up.
Well, he's already said he can get it for a tenner, and I'd say, you
Yeah,
know what, that's all right, a tenner.
yeah, yeah,
It's just I bought it on as a steel
yeah,
book, and it was like 35, 40 quid. So.
yeah. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And Rocket Money says second what Dell said. Yeah, I'll get it quite cheap. Thanks. Good. Yeah, go and get it if it's cheap.
Yeah, a tenner I'd say was about the max I'd pay for it if I'd have known.
Yeah. Sai says Netflix will be doing their first ever full cinema release film next year. Oh, with a new Chronicles of Narnia film by Greta Gerwig. Oh, I like Narnia stories.
I've heard that this Chronicles of Narnia has got a lot of financial backing behind it. I must admit.
It'll be interesting to see how good it is. It will.
But I think the big story behind that was you've just done a big set of films with, you know, Prince Caspian and all of that sort of stuff. You know, and it was quite a big budget set of films, and it was all right. So why are you now doing it again? It's like, why again and again? The BBC did it, then it came out as a film.
There's been a lot of versions.
And now you're doing another set of 3 films, because I mean, obviously, if you're doing the Chronicles of Narnia, you're starting off with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because it's where you start, isn't it? And how many times have we seen it being done? It's like even the Golden Compass is a.
What is the idea behind doing it then again?
I'm just gonna have to go and get some water. My friend.
I presume they think they're going to make more money out of it, which is unfortunately what seems to happen nowadays. They think they're going to make some more money, but I mean, what if it bombs? They won't do any more, will they? If after it bombs, but we'll see. We'll see. It may, you know. I think we should give films a chance. So, you know, it might be good. I don't know if it's live action or
to quote John Lennon, all we are saying is give films a chance.
Yeah. Is this going to be live action, you know, or is it an animated one?
I've heard it's live action.
Oh, yeah. Be interesting. Yeah. And then Tony says, James just put up a video. He got the Thriller 70 series on Network for about £5. I know. I just saw that video before I came on. He's very pleased with himself.
Yeah, he's a bastard. He's a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a box set that I got that no bugger else can get for the same price. Look, here it is. Look.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, cheers. Yeah. I only do that, because Only Fools and Horses did this thing, right? Where Delboy and Rodney Rodney was talking about his friend that had got this huge set of shops that were selling organic material, like organic carrots and potatoes. Yeah. Delboy had no money, so he said he said to Rodney, so what's in it for me then?
Yeah.
No, I was just telling you this story, this about this guy. He said, so it was just a nice little story then. Well, thanks very much. That's past the time away. What, so that's every time I see somebody going, look what I just bought for £3. No bugger else can get it because I got the last one. Right? I'm going, so why have I just watched this? You basically, you're just telling me you're a bastard, right? Because
I'm sure
you got this thing that no other bugger can get now. Cheers.
I'm sure James is so satisfied. He's not going to worry at all about.
He's been in the room. He's been in the room. You'll see later on. It's like,
he's not going to worry about that, is he? Oh dear. Tony says, yeah, twins of evil as Peter Cushing as a kind of evangel.
Peter Cushing, not Cushion.
Puritan. I said Cushing.
You said Cushion. Even I heard
kind of evangelic Puritan character, if I remember correctly. He is. He's got the full outfit on. He's got the Puritan look. Yes.
Cushing. Cushing.
It's spelled
Cushing. Yeah.
We're gonna get it. I was gonna say, sorry. Everybody's gonna go on about it forever, as long as I'm on this stream every week. People.
Next week it'll be Peter Beanbag. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Because we haven't got any other way of calling it a cushion anymore. So it's a
Where
beanbag.
Do we get them from? Where do we get them from? I don't know. Dear me.
Yeah, we're calling Whoopee Cushion tomorrow next week.
Right. Not Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopee Cushion.
Whoopee Cushion.
Oh yeah. Oh dear. Stream won't be the same without our cuddly Amma star getting a mention. Of course.
Oh, true.
You see, it won't be the same, would it? It's what you all look for to. And I was waiting for this one. Or even a long day long. You've got to have a long day long. You've got to have him. You've got to have him. Yeah.
That one drives me nuts.
Good. That's what people want. Yeah. And then Tony says, Hammer have just announced their next big box release. Oh, it's X the Unknown.
Yeah.
Tempted by this, as I just have it on DVD. I was reading it was going to be the third Quatermass film, but Brian Donkey wasn't. Hey, Brian Donkey. And it says available. So they recast it and gave the scientists a different name.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So Brian Donkey. And then he's put Don there. I thought Eeyore could have been in it. No, Don Levy, not Donkey. Bloody predictive text.
Yeah. It is bad. I mean, I must admit the amount of times I've sent some up by my phone and the bloody
it is. It's true. I'm saying.
Around.
And you can send the wrong things, can't you? Sometimes, you can accidentally send the wrong things.
It's scary, really. I mean, when you think about how many wars, right, have been started because of the written word.
Yeah.
Right? Can you imagine now? Don't press the red button, Trump, right? Or some bloody predictive text or something changes it. Right? And he goes and bloody presses it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Right, because it's a bloody predictive text. No, stop! Don't.
This is
we're all blown up.
Third World War.
Bloody Third World War start because of predictive text.
I know it's terrible. Oh dear, it's awful. Why do we have it? Why do we have it? And then I was laughing. There he is. Oh, here it is. Twins of Eden is currently free on ITVX. Yeah, I knew it would be on the TV. Go and watch it if you've not seen it, and it's free.
No, I got
Absolutely
it.
free.
I got it. I got it part as a Hammer box set, I think.
Yeah, it's great. Absolutely.
What are those ones with 18 films in? I can't quite
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, right. And then Tony says Death Wish series of films go down in quality as they progress, in my opinion. Probably, yeah. Bronson was too old by the time they'd finished, I think. He probably was.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I haven't watched too many Death Wish films, but it's just that when I saw the first one and his wife and daughter got, whatever happened to them.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking, I'm just watching Death Wish 4 and he's with another girl now. And then I watched Death Wish 5, he's with another girl now. I'm going, these girls, have they not learned anything, right? Do they not look into his? Found out, right, that all of his, or everybody he's ever dated or something, right? Get their heads beaten in or chopped off or whatever it is.
It's bad luck to be with him.
I think I might not want to fall in love with this guy because I'm obviously not going to be in Death Wish 7, am I? Because that's it. I'm gone.
Actually, they probably would have continued, but he probably died. Bronson died. I bet he would have continued making them forever.
Oh,
yeah. Because
it's just a dial-in film for him after a while, isn't it? I'll just dial in my performance with this one because it'll be exactly the same as the others.
Yeah.
I'm an architect in this one.
The first film.
He's a draftsman in this one. He's a draftsman in the next one.
Yeah.
He's a
he's been demoted. Architects are higher up than draftsmen, aren't they? But yeah. I still think Death Wish.
Yeah, they're fun. This is the thing.
Yeah.
When a film doesn't have to be exceptional, right? As long if a film entertains, if I can get myself a bag of popcorn and a big Coke, sit in front of it and go, I don't have to think too hard with this one.
No.
I'm quite happy. Quite happy, really. I'm going, I'm quite entertained there.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, you quite enjoy him going down into the dangerous parts. That's part of the fun. Well, he's going to run into these hoodlums and thugs and what have you. It's part of the fun, isn't it? That's what you want. That's what you're there for. And then Rocket was said, I agree in that Bronson's diversity before the death. 10 to Midnight is my favorite Bronson film. There you are, you see. He's watchable, he's Bronson, even if he is the same. That's some actors are like that. They just, they give a performance to dial it in, I suppose, but it doesn't matter. It's Bronson. I think Bronson is credited as Buczynski in his earliest appearance, his real name, if I remember correctly. You could well be right now. I think I did read something about his change of name. Yeah.
I'm not. You see, in the Twilight Zone, I'm not quite sure if he used the word Bronson or not, but I just know that was his first TV appearance. So.
Charles Bronson in Death Wish 9. I wish I was dead. Oi. A zombie version. They never got into the zombie version with him. They could do that now.
Death Wish 10. Death Wish 10, The Return of the Girlfriends.
They should do that. I think they could. I think somebody should go to now and pitch this new movie. We've got Death Wish, The Return.
Death Wish 11. I wish I bought a coffin.
That's a good one. I like that one. Aren't we full of creativity here? We got all these wonderful ideas.
Death Wish 12. Headstones are cheap.
Oh dear. Would you be using the Roman numerals by then, or would you have given up? You'd have given up, maybe. by then. Yeah. Right, so they're having a laugh there. And then, have you guys seen the Hungarian actor Charles Bronski? It looks as if he's has reconstructive surgery to look like Bronson. He makes it straight to DVD action films. Well, I bet he has.
I have heard of Bronson lookalikes and with similar names, but I don't know Charles Bronski. I must admit.
But I bet he gets a cult following. I thought, and straight to DVDs. Then yeah, you can see that. The best thing Michael Winner has done is calm down, dear commercials. There
That's
you
why,
are.
yeah.
That's what you mentioned, didn't you? And then Slipknot says, sounds like an imitator similar to Bruce Lee. Oh, yes. I presume Bruce Lee's had loads of imitators. You can imagine loads of them doing that. David Marshall says, Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin in Death Hunt, good film, but not on TV very much. Hard to get on Blu-ray. That's a good combination. Bronson, Marvin, I'd say.
I don't think I've seen Death Hunt. Have you?
No. No, I don't think I have.
I'll definitely see that film.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I like Lee Marvin. I like Charles Bronson.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. Here we are. Wasn't Winner a restaurant critic as well? Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know I saw him a lot on Wogan and Russell Harty and all of that sort of stuff. You know.
He liked all this adulation, didn't he?
Yeah, man. Can you imagine him doing something with Floyd on Fish or something, right? Going to a restaurant with Floyd. Yeah. Them two getting pissed up with wine and that. That's all that Floyd ever did, didn't he? He got pissed up with red wine and that.
Yeah.
Trying to cook fish on a pan or something.
I think what put people off of Michael Winner is that he's so bloody smug he was. And you felt like hitting him. And I'm sure some people definitely would. Oh, yeah. Slipknot, I had to look up to see if he was his son. Ah, yeah. Tony says, David, Death Hunt is a great one. I've got a foreign Blu-ray of it. There we are. And then he was, Tony says, I think Gordon Ramsay kicked him out of his restaurant for giving him a bad review. Oh, God.
I'm not a big fan of Gordon Ramsay.
You what, Mike? Swearing. I'm not going to swear like Gordon Ramsay does. And then we've got here he is. You mentioned it earlier, Jim Jam. Good evening. I wonder what you're going to mention now. Hey, Jim Jam.
I'm going to give it seconds on when he brings up a network title.
Yeah, and then Tony says those two deserve each other, Winner and Ramsay. Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
How many restaurants has Gordon Ramsay rescued? He must be the savior of food.
Yeah, but how many went back under?
I know.
Disappeared. There are some.
I think he did an actually an episode that said, in the last series, I went and saw these restaurants. Let's go and see how many are still going a year later or something. And
I can imagine they would have done that, and I bet some of them were just totally ignored everything he told them to do.
All I know about that is he went off, had a nice jolly holiday, right? Ate some food that he thought was shit. Spent one day in the background of the restaurant, talking piss about all these people.
Yeah.
Then made up a menu for them. What he does then, the whole of the production team go and do a makeover of the whole restaurant. That must
That's
cost
right,
a fortune, right?
yeah.
Must cost an absolute fortune. They do it now. They make it out that they do this in a night, like
Never.
the
Dear
little
big deal.
little elves come out and do all the bloody
No.
shoes, like in Pinocchio or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
right? And then a year later, you look and the restaurant doesn't look anything like what the production team did. I reckon it's made out of plywood and stuff. It's made to look,
Rip it
because
off.
they don't look anything like it. Like, oh, did you tear it all down then? But sometimes you go to the kitchen and say, look, you've got a whole new set of cookers.
Yeah.
And
We'll do well out of it. Yeah.
Hobs and all this sort of stuff. And I'm going,
it's cost a fortune. Yeah.
Can you come round and do our kitchen? Because I can do with that.
Yeah. I bet that's why a lot of them apply. You could be an absolute greasy cafe, and you think, "Oh God, we could do with some proper stuff."
All I'm saying is, no wonder Gordon Ramsay's on like season 14 or whatever it is, because he has a nice jolly over in the States and just goes and eats a load of shit. Oh yeah, this hot dog tastes crap. I think we'll do an episode on this restaurant. Yeah,
and they'll have loads of people who want to do it. They'll be massive queue-ups,
Yeah, come and talk shit about me for 3 days, so I can have my $1 million debt that I've got.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that. Have you noticed that a lot of them are in massive debt, aren't they? So,
oh yeah, how much are you in debt by? Yeah, I've got $1 million as an overdraft. Oh, have you? Bloody hell. Yeah, we'll come round. They'll turn that around for you.
A few burgers will sort it out. Right?
Yeah. They're all of these restaurants are all out in the sticks somewhere. Like the likelihood of me going to have a holiday out in these bloody places, I'm never going to go.
And it's funny how they always invite the local fire brigade, that's in case kitchen burns out or something.
I saw one where a big food critic came for the night. The night that it was reopened with their new menu. Okay. Oh, not too much pressure then. Oh yeah, and the local football team.
Yes.
Or baseball team. We got the Dodgers coming in. To sample all your food. Oh, so we've got the whole New York Dodgers coming, have we? Yeah. Oh, thanks very much. Who else have we got coming? You got any film stars coming in? Oh yeah. I know a few film stars. They're all coming in. And what are they serving? Chicken in a basket. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Burgers again.
Yeah. What are we selling? A bacon double cheeseburger.
A gourmet one. It's got a bit of extra, I don't know, cress on it or something. Yeah. There we are. It's a gourmet one.
Yeah. We've called it the Whopper 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's the sequel to the original Whopper. All right.
Yeah. And we tell a lot of Whoppers.
Yeah. Can't wait for Whopper 3.
Yeah. Oh, what a Whopper!
Return of the Whopper. Oh, Jesus Christ! Imagine all that on a film restaurant thing. It's like, what have we got? We got Whopper 2, Return of the Whopper, Whopper 4.
Oh dear. Here we are now.
Fries by night. Fries.
Oh, fries. Oh,
Jesus. Friar Tuck. Friar Tuck.
No. Oh, right. Here we are. So we've reached that moment that we knew was coming. And Si says, "Who said network?"
Yeah.
Jim Jam, I laugh out loud. I'm here, Si. Really? Yeah. And then Evening James, congratulations on your thriller purchase. Yeah. And you're laughing out loud there. Everyone is and then saying thanks, Tony. And then Rocket
Here's my new box set that no bugger can get. Thanks very much. Jim Jams.
Jim Jam, or as Del calls you, Mr. Network.
Yeah, it is.
And a few other words that you probably hear as well.
Mr. Old Gold Media. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Slipknot says, wow, yeah. And then, sorry, I Jim Jam, by the way, yeah. And then here we go. Dell says, yeah, you said Network 5X, the Gits.
Yeah, who said network 5 times?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hi, Rocket Bunny, and still haven't got Children of the Stones. Laugh out loud.
I tell you what, Children of the Stones. It is one of the most expensive network titles.
He'll get
it's a brilliant children's show. It really is. Yeah. It's got the bloke from Blake 7, has it? Garth.
Oh, Gareth.
Gareth, yeah, Gareth. That's going to kill me now. Yeah. But it has got him, and it's almost like Doctor Who, isn't it? I mean, it's eerie.
Yeah. But yeah,
the music in itself gives you bloody goosebumps.
It's very good, excellent. But I'm sure you'll get it one day. It'll come, and then.
You know what's going to happen though, isn't he? He's going to say, "Oh look, I got Children of the Stones. I bought it for £1.99. No bugger's going to be able to get it. Look at it, and it's pristine. Look, the disc is great.
It's still wrapped up. It's not been opened.
It's sealed. Thanks for that. Yeah, cheers, Jim Jam. Yeah, I'm so happy for you, you bastard."
And he says, "Hey, dude." And then Peter Sellers or Peter Cook, who do you prefer? I've got mine straight away. Same with me. Peter Sellers.
The thing about Peter Cook is he is funny, but I only found him really funny with Dudley Moore, and Dudley Moore was the funniest out of the two. It's one of those things where I think they work well together. Peter Cook is very dry satire, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's a shame he's gone. I mean, he was a force of nature. He was in the first Blackadder, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The very first series of Blackadder.
Oh yes.
And he was funny in that.
Yeah.
Even though his head was chopped off, if I remember rightly. Because it was Brian Blessed, wasn't it, that was in the first Blackadder?
Brian Blessed.
But I think he was the king, and and Blackadder chopped his head off and had to sort of like try and hide the fact that he'd killed the king in battle or something, hadn't he?
I like the first Blackadder. It's because it's not quite settled into what it's doing, but I quite like it.
They totally rewrote it and made Blackadder 2, and that's where it went. That's when it went into the stratosphere.
And Delboy's got here. Jim Jam needs to watch Into the Labyrinth. That one he's just got, and I loved as a kid.
Well, I know that he said I've just bought Into the Labyrinth, and I went, wow, because Rothko is just a fantastic character. Ron Moody, what a person. And it had what's her name, Pamela Salam, wasn't it? In it, I mean, she was a right witch.
Yeah.
But she looked like she could be in a horror film, didn't she, Pamela Salam?
Jim says, on my endless list to watch. Del, only seen Ron Moody in Oliver. And then
stop buying bloody network titles and start watching them then. What's the bloody point in having them on? So what you're doing then is you're passing them from one shelf to your shelf. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point in that?
It's fun. Tony's full of knowledge. I have no idea. He goes, Chips Rafferty. Do you remember I was talking about Chips Rafferty in this film? Australian. Turns up in a lot of Australian films. Waking Fright that you mentioned, Ian, is about a teacher stranded in the outback town. Has Donald Pleasance in it. Definitely a bit controversial.
Do you know what? I'm going to start calling him. I'm going to start calling him Tony Google Yorks. You cut and paste.
It
You cut and
involves
paste git.
kangaroo hunting. That's why. That's why I've just moved on to that. Yeah, kangaroo. Yeah, I suppose that is controversial nowadays. Definitely, it'd be very controversial.
That's very interesting, Tony Google Yorks. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. He plays.
He knows I'm only joking.
Oh dear. What can you say? I watched Whiskey Galore first time. Quite enjoyable. Yeah. And then
I used to drink Whiskey Galore. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Del, there's a book I highly recommend, The Golden Age of Children's Television by Jim Worthington. Yeah, I remember seeing you showing that on the video, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, he must think I don't watch his videos.
Yeah, he's just testing you out. Yeah,
because I know. I mean, anyway, what do I need to read a book called The Golden Age of Children Television when I've got Denny and bloody Ian here that were living it?
We're old enough.
They were around. They were around during bloody Muffin the Mule and everything. They watched it the first time round.
Yeah, this is it. I've not seen this one. Did you see Spinal Tap 2?
Do you know what? That was the premiere on Sky in the last 2 weeks. Spinal Tap 2.
Yeah.
Did you like the first Spinal Tap?
Oh, it's a classic. It's what
See,
can I say?
I'm in the minority here by saying I prefer the Ruttles.
Oh yeah, the Ruttles is good. Yeah, I think I like a lot of the rock cliches though that Spinal Tap really delves into a lot of those.
I know that Jamie Lee Curtis is married, isn't she, to the person in Spinal Tap 2, isn't she? The director, I think, of Spinal.
Yeah, well, I've forgotten his name. Yeah. Well, actually, I've not seen Spinal Tap 2. I have to get around to seeing that. It's probably not as good as the original, though. The first one. Hey, cheeky. There you are. Look. Am I the youngest one in the chat? Laugh out loud.
Well, I'll tell you what. All you've got to do is be below 45, and you're the youngest in the chat. Really. Be quite honest. But it's a pretty ladder, really, isn't it?
Actually, you can look in analytics, and I've looked in analytics, and it's not very.
Yeah,
it's quite revealing.
People who watch your blog and it's got 60 to 90 range or something.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks. So I've got coffin dodgers that watch my blog. That's about it, really. Yes, you're definitely the youngest one in the chat, Jim.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Tony says there's another Chips Rafferty film also with Tommy Grinder and Gordon Jackson called Bitter Springs, about early farmers clashing with our Aboriginal Australians. Better than the Overlands, in my opinion. Yeah, I think, well, it bound to be, because as I told you what I thought of Overlanders, it just got a bit boring, I think. I don't like saying that of a film, boring, because it sounds not very constructive, but I explained why I thought it was.
I swear Tony Yorks writes all of that stuff like that just to cover my face.
Well, you and then Tony says Tommy Trinder, predictive text yet again. Well, wasn't he Tommy Trinder a comedian going back into 50s, even 40s? I think I've heard that name, Tommy Trinder. Definitely, he goes right back. I'm sorry, he's one of old. Could even be a music hall kind of person that came out. He goes back quite a way. Pizza is now Eggs
An
pizza.
ex-pizza.
Eggs pizza. Uh, ah, it is a dead pizza. A dead one. Yes. That's what it
Pizza.
is.
What's this pizza? It's
Pizza.
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 Pizza, mate. And then
What's this pizza crap?
I should write a sketch about that. Rocket
Yeah.
Bunny says, "Yeah, uh,
It's ceased to be. It's
yeah,
gone to join the
ceased.
choir
Yes,
angelic.
yes, just bang it on the counter." At least this text correction is giving me a laugh. Well, that's what we need. We're not very funny tonight, are we? Well, we're trying to be funny. Yeah. And then Jimmy says, "I'm knocking up a chili tomorrow." Oh, well, a lot of people will probably love it.
Good job. Tell you what, it's good job this internet wasn't around in the 60s, isn't it? Look, I'm knocking up a chili tomorrow. Knocking up. You know, do you know what knocking up was?
Yes.
Yeah,
Knocking up means something else. Yeah, it does. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch what you're saying, Jim Jam. You'll get banished from YouTube if this was the 60s.
You can't be knocking up anything. Yeah. I don't know what your partner would say about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they would be very pleased.
Yeah, I'm knocking up a chili.
Allegedly, yeah. Hold on. Doesn't like Tron. No, he doesn't like chili. Why am I still watching you, Ian? Well, it's you know how it is. You don't want people agreeing with you all the time, or people that have got the exact taste. You've got to have people in your life who a bit disagree, or have opposite tastes. You've got to have it.
I've just got to stretch my legs.
It's all right. Yeah.
My legs really are killing me now.
I just don't like spicy food and hot food. That's it. And I know everybody's off. I'm off for an Indian, and not me. And I don't mind Chinese, apart from Chinese curries and some things. But,
I thought you were gonna start bursting into Monty Python's song then with "I Like Chinese."
Oh,
do you remember that song they did? That was terrible.
Oh God! There are some things that are.
It's on that CD, isn't it? Monty Python sings. It's got "I Like Chinese." It's got Eric the Half a Bee, isn't it?
Is that the
spam song? Spam.
Because do you remember Monty Python they had a contractual obligation record that they had to make.
Oh.
They put on loads of rubbish.
Oh, they did.
They had to fulfill the contract.
I don't know how they got away with things.
No.
Isn't it awfully great to have a penis? Was one of their songs.
I think you're right. I don't know. They won't get away with it now.
It's the words as well. How they got away with it? I like Chinese. They only come up to your knees, but they're cute and they're cuddly and they're ready to please. I mean, you can't say. I mean,
yeah, but they do. They got away with it. But a lot of things were different. What people got away with. I'll tell you what I don't like, and I never got on with it. Was the Peter Cook and Dudley Moore? Was it Clive and something? Well, all it is them talking and just swearing all the time, most of the time.
Oh.
I never really got into that.
To me, Peter Cook and Dudley Moore was it's how I envisaged us actually, and it's us in a pub.
Yeah.
Talking, right?
Yeah.
They had their flat caps on, didn't they?
That's right,
all they were doing was just talking about crap.
Yeah,
it seemed to be it was like Peter Cook's will to make Dudley Moore laugh, and he was like snort the beer out of his nose or something.
Yeah.
To me, it's that. That's what I remember them for. That
Yeah.
and the end song, the goodbye song.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just remember these albums. They did well. They sold well, and everybody thought it was really cool and whatever. But in the end, they weren't. They were just boring, and that's all it was. Them swearing away. Um,
Yeah.
you wouldn't like Nunja Del Nunja. I don't. Uh, and then
I can't ask him. I can't ask him what that means because he's gone.
the and Si says, "I love spicy food." Well, yeah, most people do. It's just me, I don't. I just don't like the taste and the anything. Um, Tony says, "I enjoy onions, but they repeat for ages." Yeah, they can repeat. I like onions. I've got no problem with onions.
I'll tell you what it is with
Yeah.
me because I can't eat onions. What it is, and I found this out later on.
Yeah,
is that there's a lot of onion in food, right? I can as long as it's below 3% and it's inside the food, I'm all right. But if you were to cook onions and put it on the top of a burger, I'd be all my throat would swell up.
yeah.
Right? That's the type of reaction that I get. So I tend to find that I can eat burgers from McDonald's and I can eat from Burger Kings, and I can even go into a, Five Joes or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Right. I could go into those places because it's actually in the meat and it's a low percentage. But if I was to go to a stand and they said, right, do you want onions on your burger? I'd be sick. I'd be in hospital.
Yeah.
That's the sort of problem.
Yeah.
So when he says it repeats on him, what it does to me is it causes my throat to swell.
Yeah.
I get an anaphylactic reaction.
Yeah. So you do eat McDonald's burgers then? You're all right.
I don't like McDonald's because they put gherkins and crap on it.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not a big fan of gherkins.
So what tends to happen is I go into a McDonald's. This is what happened in the past. I loved Burger King because they were always plain, right?
Yeah.
You go into a McDonald's and I actually turn around to them and say, "Can I have a cheeseburger? But can I have it plain?" They say, "Yeah, but it'll take some time, and you have to stand over there while we do it because it's special, right?" And I'm going, "I just want a plain burger. Why is it special? Why have I got to stand over there and wait 15 minutes longer than anybody else when all I want is the burger without the shit on it?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Just take the shit away off of one of the burgers and pass it over to me. But they have to cook it special.
Yeah.
And I'm going,
what? Yeah. You're exactly the customer that they don't want because you ruin their system. Everything is like a system. And you come along and think, "Oh, that awkward bugger. Look at him. He didn't want rubbish on the top." Well, you're having it. Otherwise.
It's why I like pizzas because you can order and say, "Can I have a New Yorker, but can you take the mushrooms off and add extra ground beef?" Right? They don't mind that because they just go, "Yeah, it's all right, it's no problem." Right? Yeah. That's because they're making it from scratch.
Exactly.
Right? Burger King, you just got a bloke out there and they've all got a line. The one person cooks the fries, the other person cooks the burgers, the other one puts the shit on top of it. Right? They just skip him out.
Yeah.
It just goes like that. "Oh, you guys, switch yourself off for a minute. Look, because this burger's got to go past you."
Yeah. And you come along and then ruin their system in their eyes because you've asked for something, oh dear.
They almost make you believe you do know that poor George over there, you're gonna put him out of a job, right? Because he's the one who puts the gherkins in it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And unfortunately, what you're asking us to do is not use George anymore. So he's sacked if you do that. And they almost guilt trip you.
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't want George sacked. I'll have the whole burger then."
Oh dear.
God help us.
I won't get me extra star this week. They have stars on, don't they?
Yeah. Employee. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. What happens if you get 5 stars? Do they get a pay rise or something? I don't know. Mind you, I don't think they pay that well anyhow, but that's probably another story. I've never worked at a fast food joint. And then Rocket Bunny, yeah, I'm a spicer too, much to my stomach and hiatus hernia's annoyance. So you like your stomach's saying
You do know I'm getting hungry. I really am.
yeah. Actually, I am thinking
I'm
about it.
absolutely starving.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I am now. I could just have some chips. Be lovely. And then Rocket Bunny, Elos on this stream are starting to sound like a bad episode of the Waltons. There's so many. Your audience is growing, guys. Yeah, well, there we are. Um, and
Well,
then
you'd think so, but by the way, it took 15 minutes and it was the same three bloody people going, yeah, hello, Cy, hello, Rocket Bunny, hello. Same bloody ones.
And then Rocket Bunny says, I was watching a YouTube video clip earlier of Alex Higgins completely pissed as a fart, finishing a frame with John Virgo in spectacular trick shot fashion. Such a shame he had his demons. Yeah, that's what people always said about
the BBC did a 3-part documentary, and it was such a shame. Alex Higgins was such a. I mean, I do know that he had his demons and he wasn't very good to his wife.
No.
But that scene when he became the world snooker champion and he had his child with him and he
right.
cried I mean, I remember that and yet I won't remember any of the champions lifting up the trophy this year. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
I just won't.
Different.
As much as I know that others in here have watched it and they said what a great weekend it was. Cy in particular. I'm glad for him, but it's just I think that era that I'm talking about with Alex Higgins was the era of snooker. That was absolutely fantastic.
Who is the world champion now then?
Oh, what's his name? Jesus, I can see his face now. I can see his face.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
No, he's won it. He's won it. I think he's won it 5.
There's a bloke called Trump in there.
Yeah, there is a guy. There is a guy called Trump. Yeah, it makes me laugh. Anyway, moving on because we'll be here till 12.
Yeah, and night, John Boy.
Yeah, night Sue Ellen. Yeah, night Sue Ellen. Yeah.
Tony says, Jimmy Edwards played a policeman in Eric Sachs' silent short film, The Plank. Don't think he was in many films. No, I don't think he was. Yeah. And then Tony says, I remember Joker's Wild Ian with Barry Ebby Cryer.
It was Cryer, yeah.
I think. Don't know if Jimmy Edwards was on it. I feel he might have appeared.
Jimmy Edwards was. It's been on Rewind TV quite recently.
Yeah.
Jimmy Edwards is there.
But they had all sorts
Les Dawson was a regular.
Ted Ray, I remember. Didn't he? Yeah. Was he the one every week that did it? Les Dawson. Yeah, I remember Les Dawson on it. Yeah. I like Les Dawson. He's probably unfashionable to say.
You even had the bloke from 3, 2, 1. And I did that right, remember? I did that right.
Yeah, you didn't do the Delboy version that we might have expected.
It's not 3, 2, 1. You know what I mean? All you got to do is remember you just got to do the 3 that way around.
Yeah. Rocky was this random question, Ian. Oh, dear. Where did that artwork collage you always have at the start of the stream while we wait come from? It's just something you found online, or did someone do it for you? It's one I actually made myself. That's why it probably doesn't look that good.
We were talking about it, weren't we? Because you and I afterwards said, you got to change my bloody face. Every time you keep blowing up this old bloody. And you said, well, it's because I captured it from a video, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I said, I'll tell you what would be good. I said, if you incorporated the X-Files with Doctor Who and all that sort of stuff.
And I did. Yeah.
And then you went and looked for the clip out and put it all together. It was quite good, wasn't it, really? Nice little chat, that.
Yeah.
And then you still use my bloody old picture in it.
Yeah,
I'm going, bloody hell.
I couldn't find a decent one that I like. Is that still an old one? That one that I use?
You just chose the same one and made it high res, and I'm going bloody look. It still looks bad.
Well, mine doesn't look much better. It's the same one I use all the time. I look a bit younger on there.
Yeah, but at least you did it with a camera and didn't do a screenshot from a bad video that was out of focus.
Well, it's not out of focus.
I look like Casper with a jumper on.
I'll tell you something. I have a hell of a job. You won't believe. I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but just getting that writing right, the text every week, what time and that is. I'm fiddling about ages with it, honestly. But there we are. I do it.
Oh, do you go to that? Do you go to that font place to get your fonts? I do. What's it called? It's called Font Meme.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a brilliant place, Font Meme.
I just use a very simple one that I'm trying to think. I use CapCut. Is that linked with it on editing? That's free. No. Could be I use that one maybe.
I'll give you the web link later on. Font
Meme. But I do one that's free because you know me, I'm not going to pay for out. Yeah.
And Font Meme, you just type in sci-fi and then bloody hell, there's a million sci-fi fonts, like everything in Star Trek font, Highlander font, everything. You know what I mean?
I've not. Yeah. Anyhow, I better get on. So that's basically one that I just shove together every week, and I put that sort of X-Files, Doctor Who, and Star Trek bit together. I managed to somehow put that together. And then tell me how it says Barry Cryer. That's it. Yes, Barry Cryer. Yeah. I'll never forget a suite I had at the cinema in the 90s. It was a snooker ball, size gobstopper. Lasted the whole film, and for the half-hour drive back home, after it kept me quiet for hours. I remember those gobstoppers.
Can you get a bag of them and send them to Tony York's? Might shut him up.
Oh dear, that's not right.
The bastard.
Oh dear. But they were. I remember them gobstoppers. Oh, there were hours of them. What the bloody hell?
Do you remember that Two Ronnie's one? Can I have a bag of gobstoppers, please? But can the middle be green? You know, because when you got the gobstopper down to the bottom, it was always a colour, wasn't it? Sometimes it'd be black. Yeah. Can I have the middle where they're all green, please? Well, I'll give you one of these. Suck it, look. We'll see whether these ones are green. Like this, weren't they? And hundreds and thousands. Can I have just 99, please?
Yeah, I don't want 100. Yeah. Oh dear.
And then there was the other skit they did, didn't they? Can I have some ice cream, please? Yeah, what flavour? Cheese and onion. No, that's great. And can I have salt and vinegar then, please? No, that's what we do. Raspberry ripple, blah, 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 blah. What do you want? Ready salted. You imagine a customer coming in like that, you know, with an ice cream store saying, what flavour do you want? Like a prawn cocktail.
Yeah. I know you're laughing at that, but I bet you there's somebody somewhere thinking, hey, that's a good idea. Why don't we do that? You know, somebody could come out with these crazy ideas. Nothing would surprise me. Yeah, nothing. And then Slipknot said, I saw a movie with French toast. I had to try it. A French toast, yes. That's
French toast used to be easy to make, isn't it? It's egg white, isn't it? And butter and fried, isn't it?
Oh, at least that's egg bread, isn't it?
Well, but that's what French toast is. It's just it's just two with, you know, it's
covered in. Yeah, you batter the egg and dip it in, and yeah. Oh, I just knew it was egg bread. That's it.
I think anyway.
John Hannon, yeah.
John Hannah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it is. Anyway, I might be wrong. I mean, I haven't. All I remember is I was told that's what French toast is. It's what we call eggy bread. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With egg bread. Yeah. My delightful phone just told me it's almost time for bed, and I'll get a reminder in 30 minutes. 10 p.m. curfew. Oh, your phone is telling you. Bloody AI. Yeah. And then Wee Bob says, time for bed for me. Have a good evening. I will watch on the catch up. I'm away this weekend, so might be a bit quieter than usual. Well, have a good weekend. And
have a great weekend, matey.
Thank you so much.
He cheers me up with his Project Zomboid because he does the voiceover in the style of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, you mentioned it on your blog about it.
It's brilliant. I really enjoy that.
And then Si says, night, Wee Bob. And Tony says, night, Bob. And then Rocket Bunny. I have 7 series of 24, all on DVD. Loved watching the series at the time, but never gone back to watch them again. I'm trying to find someone who is streaming them in HD if it exists. That's a good point. I've never gone back to watching 24. Mind you, I haven't got the whole series, to be honest.
When it ended, because it got a bit complex at the end because it was full of trying to get him to come back, and then they set it in England, and it wasn't 24 really because there was only like 9.
Oh, they did that special one, yeah.
And then there was a one-off special where it was set in Cambodia or something, right? That was 24 something or other, right?
Yeah.
And then when you bought it, the whole set would have looked lovely, right? But there was all these odd ones at the end, or in this one that was set in Cambodia or something, a sliver of a disc or something. And to be quite honest, 24 worked really because of a TV series called The Wire. Nobody talks about The Wire anymore, but The Wire ran for 2 series.
Yeah,
it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
24 was brilliant. Don't get me wrong.
It was.
The Wire started it off.
Yeah.
I've got The Wire. I watched The Wire more than I watched 24.
Yeah.
But that might be because there's only 2 seasons of it.
Yeah. I think he's very good. The character Jack Bauer he plays. He's a great character. But
you understood though by the time they got to the 5th season of 24, you can understand why they turned around and said, "Oh no, I'm not paired up with Jack, am I? Jesus Christ!"
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to be dead then in the next 3 episodes.
I think it was starting to run out of steam maybe by then. The novel.
How many times can it be up in a plane with a nuclear bomb that's going to go off or something? Right? In real time, he's on this plane, right? Can you imagine? He has to get on this plane and he's got to travel to Britain, right? And he's coming from California. That's a 13-hour flight. That means in real time, 13 episodes he is on this plane because you can't do nothing about it. He's on a plane, right? And it's in real time, right? 24 hours. Yeah. So that's it. You're stuck on this plane. You just know for a fact, oh, no, I've got 13 hours of him now. This plane. Jeez.
No. Anyhow, let's carry on.
But that was the problem of the show. Stuff like that.
Yeah. The only thing I remember from Spartacus the TV show is Lucy Lawless. Oh, and their 2 best friends.
Yeah, because everybody loved those girls. Yeah, Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless. Wow. Yeah.
Well, she was always getting her baps out.
Yeah.
Because it was like Caligula.
Yeah. Was it?
In part.
Oh, it sounds good. Tony says the only thing I remember. That's right. Put the wrong one. I'm trying to get. There he is. You can't help yourself, can you, Si? No, you can't really. No, there's laughing. And Si says, "Did anyone see the new trailer? Oh, for Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. It looks epic." Have you seen the trailer? I haven't seen the trailer.
I to be quite honest, I'm avoiding trailers.
Right.
Remember, I said that I watched the Spider-Man one only because somebody asked me to.
Yeah.
I want to go and see the film and just sort of like not have seen a trailer of it. If you see what I mean. I mean, I've seen the artwork of what it sort of like looks like, because people were saying I don't like the clothes they're wearing or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going, I don't want to watch the trailer then, because I just want to go in and watch it, right?
I had somebody complaining about the language. I mean,
all right.
What do they expect them to do? How are they going to do this? I think they're saying, oh, they wouldn't have said those phrases at that time. Well, I nearly thought, saying, well, how do you know, mate?
Yeah, were you there?
Yeah. It's one of those things, because sometimes it can sound too silly.
Yeah. Have they all got to speak foreign and have subtitles at the bottom?
Yeah,
they got to learn Latin or something.
Oh yeah, that's it. They could do like Shakespearean language almost, and everybody's going, what?
Yeah, everybody around is going forsooth and things like that.
Forsooth, it's Zeus. Oh no, Zeus forsooth. No, you can't do it. Not keen on Living Daylights, Tony says, but really enjoyed License to Kill. Showed Bond as being more ruthless. Yeah, a ruthless Bond is a good thing, because it's more
it's like I said, License to Kill was the one I was watching. I got the names. I said at the beginning, I went, I meant License to Kill.
Yeah. Sai says, License to Kill was a 15 certificate because there's a guy who gets killed in a pressure chamber. You see his head expand and explode. Right.
Yeah.
That's why. Living Daylights deliberately gave Bond only one love interest. It was at the height of AIDS awareness, if you remember, and promoted monogamy and safe sex. License also has 2 Bond women. Yeah, and I suppose what's his face has continued that as well, hasn't he? Old Daniel Craig.
Rocket's exactly right. Remember, I turned around and I said, I can't even know which one is the Bond girl, because there's 2 of them. Right?
Yeah.
There's the one that the drug lord's got, and then there's the one that he's paired up with.
Yeah. Crikey, there's another. He goes, Ian's first memory of James Bond is not Sean Connery. It's Bob Holness playing him in a radio play. God, yeah, the radio, of course.
I must admit,
I'm old as.
I must admit, you were around when they wrote the 10 Commandments. I mean, you are old. I mean, you went up to the mountain and saw the burning bush.
Yeah, I saw Charlton and said, "Hello, Charlton, mate. How's it going?"
No, you knew him so well. You called him Chaz, didn't you? I mean, all right, Chaz, mate.
Yeah,
Chaz.
I said, I'll let you into a little secret. You're going to make some brilliant sci-fi films in the future, but don't say out.
Yeah, just
really good sci-fi.
Just don't go to any. Just don't go to any zoos with monkeys in. Right.
Yeah, but you'll do well. You're all right. You've got another career coming up. Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Right. And Rocket Boy says didn't really last long by the time Brosnan came along. Although all the agenda stuff returned, of course, with Daniel Craig. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm not a fan of Daniel Craig at all. I'd rather have the old Connery stuff, but that's not going to happen with modern attitudes. There's no way they'll ever do a Bond like Connery.
Didn't they redo Death Wish with Bruce Willis?
Did they? Oh yeah, I think you might be right. I think you did another version of Death Wish. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they did.
I remember seeing that on Sky.
But that was pretty awful.
I think I remember seeing that on Sky one year.
Oh crikey, that's very unfortunate, isn't it? Well, it's like they did a remake of The Wicker Man, didn't they?
Oh Christ!
I mean,
nobody talks about that one.
No,
was it Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, they always say about that one that it's a terrible version.
Atrocious.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a big jar that goes over his head and it's filled with bees.
Right. Yeah. So the main thing that is automatically cut out of the BBFC is violent towards women. That's why New York Ripper was thrown out or uncut by our censors. Oh yeah. I bought the Blue Underground Blu-ray of that. I don't know. I got it on sale a few years ago on a 4K, and I watched it, and it's good, but the serial killer is quite irritating. It's got this like duck voice. Yeah, this duck voice on the phone, and it kind of takes you out of it a bit. I don't know.
I'll be back in a minute. I've just got my legs are really starting to go now.
But I thought it's well done as New York Ripper, but I couldn't get over this duck thing. And is it Jack Hedley's in that? And Jack Hedley was in Ain't Half Hot Mum. He was one of the officers. And it was quite strange seeing him in that film. Yeah. Actually, I must give it a watch again sometime. I've got that. It might pop up one week. Be watching it. I've been in. Slipknot says I've been meaning to see Twins of Evil. I need to see more Hammer. I saw Vampire Lovers a while back, which I really enjoyed with Ingrid Pitt. Exactly. Vampire Lovers is great. It's one I might. I haven't rewatched, have I? I might do that myself soon. I like Ingrid Pitt. Say she's excellent in Countess Dracula. Yeah. And then he'll be called Peter Lombard Support next. Yeah. Rocky Bunny, I always take Dell's Bronson analogy with Miss Marple, Poirot, and the woman in Murder, She Wrote. If I saw these people coming towards me, I'd run a mile in the other direction, fearing for my life. I know what you mean. Yeah, that's true. I like that. That's spot on. You would, wouldn't you? Yeah, get away quick. With Dell mentioning Charles Bronson's girlfriends keep getting killed in Death Wish, reminds me of when I was a kid. I kept saying, "Who would like to be friends with Jessica Fletcher?" They all get killed. Yes, I like that. That's true. Don't get yourself involved. Run away. Bit like living in Midsummer. Population must be pretty sparse. About 30 years of murders. Ah, yes, that's true. I like that. Yes, that's true. It must be. How they're going to repopulate? Tony knows. Ian, you should have the DVD of Death Hunt. I think I have actually. Yes, I'm sure I have. In fact, I think I see. I've seen so many. I think I did actually watch it and reviewed it. Mentioned it one week. I'm pretty certain I did.
It does go back though, because I was just stretching my legs. I do apologize, but my legs are really killing me. But it's like when people talk about the population of London, right? Like, 18 million, but there's only about 56 in the East End, right? Because they're all bloody dead, right? I mean, you had Dirty Den, he's dead. You've got EastEnders don't live in Coronation Street, for God's sake. I mean, if a house goes up for sale in Coronation Street, are you going to buy it? Are you buggery? I'm not going to bloody live in Coronation Street. Brookside, they've got people living under the patios. Jesus Christ. They're just places that must be blacklisted now, aren't they? I mean, Christ,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, where are you going to live? I'm going to live in the East End. Oh, God help you. Jesus Christ. Wouldn't buy a house there. Neck. What pub do you go to? The Old Vic. Christ. Jesus. Don't go there at Christmas.
Yeah, Jesus. It's due for another fire.
The Old Vic. big clue. Don't go there at Christmas, right?
Yeah,
Because at
yeah,
Christmas there'll
and
be guns. The old place will be on fire and
yeah,
everything else.
and it's time for a big cast change as well.
Yeah,
So the producers love it as well because the cast start worrying who's going to be written out. Who's going to die in the fire.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah. Have
predict.
you seen the
Yeah,
script at Christmas? Because I think it's the end of my contract. Is it
yeah,
really? They ain't going to be renewed, is it?
worried.
Have you gone? Jesus.
It is funny though.
Had a nice gig for a year and it ended at Christmas. Oh, thanks.
Oh.
And they filmed the Christmas scene. They filmed the Christmas scene in July, so that's you gone.
Oh yeah. Oh dear. Right.
Yeah, Midsummer Murders. Isn't it weird, right? Set in the countryside and everyone's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not in a city. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not Inspector Morse set in Oxford, right?
Yeah.
Set in a small village,
Yeah.
right?
There can't be any village left.
And everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, how many bodies are in the forests? I mean,
Yeah.
Christ. I mean, the churchyard is big. The churchyard has got a village name. All the dead bodies, isn't it?
Oh dear.
Imagine we're redoing the Sweeney and it's a Midsummer.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? We bring back the Sweeney, right? And we're setting it in a village.
Oh yeah. It would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
That'll work out well.
That would work well, wouldn't it? Right. Okay. So yeah, I know this is. Hello, Mer. I know you're from the. She says,
Hello.
"Good evening, Ian and Delboy, watching from the Philippines." Yeah, hello.
I haven't seen you in ages.
Thank
We've missed you.
Yeah, I miss you on here. Yeah, definitely. Anyhow, I'll be speaking to you later. Don't worry. Yeah. And then Tony says, "Good evening, Philippines." Yes, it's good.
Yeah, hello, Philippines.
Yeah, hello to the Philippines, I says. And then Tony says, Gareth Thomas. That's it, yeah. Blake 7.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his last name. And Si says, Del, have you seen Project Hail Mary yet?
I've asked my sister when she comes back if I can go and see an early showing on Saturday because it goes next the following the following Thursday, so it's the last week for me to go and watch it in the cinema this week. So I said to her, because she's had a week off and she needed to recuperate, is it possible I might be able to go in on a Saturday morning? So I'm going to go and see it then. So it might be a film I can add to my what have you watched this week.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's 3 hours long, I believe. It's like 2 hours 50 minutes or something.
You haven't been, have you, for cinema for quite a while?
The last time I went was the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, quite a while. You used to be a regular, didn't you? You used to go to cinema quite a lot.
In the 80s, I went. I used to go religiously once a week.
Yeah,
sometimes twice.
Yeah,
because we'd go on a Friday and then go to the pub and then clubbing on Saturday. I used to go and watch because there was always we had our cinema in our small town. It was only had 2 cinemas. It had Screen 1 and Screen 2.
Yeah.
So I'd go and see the film that was in Screen 1 on a Friday, which was the first day of the film that came out that day because everything used to be released on a Friday. Yeah. And on the Saturday, I'd watch the one that was on Screen 2. Sometimes Screen 2 had had last week's film moved up.
Yeah.
But sometimes it would have the film that they didn't that was also coming out that week. There would be 2 films, and then put the one that was not the blockbuster on the second one because the cinema. This is the weird thing about cinema. Back when I used to watch it, the second cinema didn't have stereo; it was mono. But it cost you the same money. Weird that. So you only went to Screen 2 when you missed the film the first time round. You see what I mean? and because you knew you weren't going to watch it in stereo, it was on a smaller screen, all of that sort of stuff. And anyway, yes, I'm going to see Project Hail Mary. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
fantastic. And then, sorry, Sai says Christopher Guest is married to Jamie Lee Curtis. That's
I'm
it.
pretty sure he was involved with Spinal Tap. I thought he was the director. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm not sure. But Christopher Guest, right? I'll have to remember.
Yeah.
That.
Is it me or does Jim Jam look like Jarvis Cocker? I don't know.
Not if you watch his videos, but his script, but his little circular picture. It does, yeah.
Ah, yeah. And then Sai says,
I'll tell you what, if you stand next to Jim Jam in his hometown, like I've done,
yeah.
right, he's just honestly, I reckon he's what's his name, Richard Keel. He's as tall as him. He's about 7 foot. He's about 7'2".
You know, I never thought of him as tall. Really?
Oh, he's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be in the next Frankenstein film. If they were to do a live action of Shrek, he could be in that.
Oh. And yeah, Rocky
he can act along with Jim Davison, being as he likes up the elephant around the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says Rocky was says, I know you're in genuine discomfort there, Del, but heck, that was a great Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer moment there as you stood up and stroked your knees. Oh God, yeah.
It was actually Matthias, but yeah, look.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey.
Oh dear. And it says that means he fancies Ian. Oh my God, the shock horror. Oh dear.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind fancying Mrs. Santa Claus.
Mrs. Santa Claus, yeah. Oh yeah. Nudja is a spicy style pepperoni. Oh my Gideon, not for me.
I do have pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, pepperoni pizza's okay. Though again, it's not my favorite. I'm boring. I prefer margarita. Oh, now I'm going to say something that nobody else likes, but I quite like ham and pineapple. I know people go mad, shock horror. You can't have pineapple. And then Rocket Buddy says, I quite like gherkins, but Burger King's flame grilled burgers, particularly Whoppers, no, don't start that again, please, are by far for a better burger than McDonald's.
I always thought Burger King burgers were better than McDonald's.
I've not had one for years. Actually,
none of them look like the pictures.
Yeah,
but, right. But I do like burger. I like the bacon double cheeseburger. I really do like that.
I don't know whether we've got a Burger King.
We lost ours during COVID.
Yeah,
and then they've just got the planning permission to build a drive-through in my hometown, and it opens up in July. Otherwise, you had to drive down the local motorway to get to one.
Yeah, I think that ours nearest will be probably Leicester. Yeah,
well, it'd probably be a motorway service station.
Yeah, and probably a motorway service station. Yeah, one of the junction. Junction 20.
Burger King have lost a lot of money and a lot of their places.
Yeah,
McDonald's doesn't lose half as many, but Burger King really have. But Burger King is ex-Wimpy.
Yeah, Wimpy, of course. They were good. Actually, I think we've still got a Wimpy.
Because Burger King and Bernie Inn are the same company.
Bernie Inn, I remember that.
They bought out Wimpy.
Yeah.
Didn't they turn their name into Bernie Inn and Burger King? And Bernie Inn's phased out.
Yes, it was.
Burger King then became a franchise.
Yeah.
And that's why Burger King sort of fails all the time, because their franchise names, the managers basically lose the franchise. They go, and that's it. That's why you can still see, you can go to a Wimpy, because a Wimpy turned into a franchise.
I think
There's
ours
one,
is gone.
there's one in
Yeah.
Bicester and there's one in London.
Yeah.
But Wimpy used to be in every town, and now there's about
Yeah.
15 in this country, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. We had one. Ours must have closed. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh well. Let's have a look at this. Five Guys are nice, but they charge a king's ransom for a burger. I've heard them mentioned, but we
Yeah,
haven't got one.
when I went to see Mainmeister in London, he travelled from Scotland to London,
Yeah. It's
and
a
we
long
went to
journey,
a Five Guys. I said I've never been to a Five Guys.
yeah.
And this, do you know when that was? It was the day after the Queen died.
Oh, good. Okay. Wow.
It was really strange walking around London.
I bet it was. Yeah.
Everybody was like mourning. It was like,
Yeah.
it was like really a depressing place.
It would have been. Yeah.
But it was great to see my friend. It was the first time I met him.
Yeah.
Was going,
Wow.
and he took me and bought me a Five Guys, and it must have cost him 30 quid. You know,
Was it? Wow.
You know, I mean,
Really?
it really was expensive, because what he had a burger and fries or something. I had a burger and something. Right? I think, yeah, it was just us two. It must. He told. I think he told me, is it like 20 odd quid or 25 quid or something. Because we have a drink, you know, like a milkshake, and the milkshake was like 8 quid or something.
Oh,
the burger
boy.
was like 12 or 13 quid or something. But it's an expensive place.
Yeah, yeah. London's far too expensive, isn't it?
I just went, wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have let him buy it if I'd have bought my own if I'd have known.
Yeah. And then we've got Benji, who says Slipknot sent me. Cheers from across the pond in Canada. Well, welcome.
Hello, Canada.
I still here.
I don't know if you're still here.
Yeah. Yeah. You might not be here, but thank you anyhow for joining us.
I know so many people in Canada. There's Down the Rabbit Hole, I think his name's Keith or Kevin Keith. And I know Robert from Robert's Retro Gaming. He's from Canada. I keep calling him Royalty, Canada Royalty.
Yeah. Well, I know somebody from Canada. Well, he's commented on my thing, but is Neil the film bloke? He's got brilliant knowledge of films. He's got a brilliant sound. Have you seen Neil? He's absolutely brilliant.
I don't see. This is why I like to mention what I've watched on YouTube, because I don't know. You see, people don't talk to me and tell me ones I should watch.
Yeah,
right?
Neil's
my alert box really doesn't have too many movie things anymore, because I've as I don't know too many movie sites. If I
think you like his style, because he's so knowledgeable.
Well, you'll have to tell me what the bloody YouTube channel's called then.
Yeah, well, we'll do. I'll pass it over, because it's good. He's an Englishman living in Canada. He's an English bloke. Yeah, it's great. Absolutely great.
So he's not an Englishman living in New York then.
No, in Canada. Yeah.
No, do you get that?
You was going to say something, but he'd probably say, "Oh yeah." In 1941, there was another film directed by so and so. He's got that kind of knowledge. He don't need to look up things. He's just got the knowledge, and he'll say so.
Just saying, because if he was in New York, you could call him Sting, couldn't you?
Oh, Sting, yeah. Oh, another one. Oh dear. Right. Anyhow.
Well, I was wondering whether you got the reference. An Englishman living in New York.
I know. Yes, I know. Sai says, Wu Yais is the new world champion at snooker. You see, I would never have known that. I've never heard of Wu Yais.
No, it was him that won, right? Because, like I said, I didn't see the end, right? I thought it was that champion that's won it about 5 or 6 times. He's got quite a fattish face. I can't.
He's a new guy. Is he Chinese or something?
Yeah, he's up and coming. He is.
Oh wow! Oh, that's good. Wow, so he's world champion. Blimey heck. That's good. So
it's nice that they're keeping the snooker in Sheffield. I think that's nice.
Yeah, it's a permanent venue.
It's been there for years, hasn't it? It's been there for years.
So this will do. As I presume, Chinese have grown quite a lot doing snooker now, have they? Is it a much bigger thing in China?
There is a
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about snooker is that suddenly came to me when I was watching it. I was going, wow, they've got a lot of women officials now because they're the ones that place the balls now back on the table. There's loads of women that go around and put the black ball on the spot, the pink ball back on the spot, and also I noticed there was a lot of Chinese element. They say,
Wow,
is it? And I just went, wow, this is good for the game, I suppose. Because you don't get to see too many.
Do they have separate women's tournaments then, or the women mixed with men?
I think it's still segregated. Yeah, I think it's still separate. Yeah.
Interesting. If women could compete,
because the darts is not. They do have a women and a men playing in the same leagues for darts.
Yeah. But women is separate in snooker, is it?
I think so. I might be wrong. Don't get me. Always remember, guys, that when it comes to things like Spinal Tap and that, I don't know quite the full story of it. I get names wrong. I get bits of information wrong.
Yeah.
When it comes to Bond, I know quite a lot of the stuff. You know what I mean? But
I've not watched snooker for years, so I don't
know. The Ruttles, to me, I mentioned that because obviously there's a Monty Python element.
There is, yeah.
So of course I've seen that and I know more about that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Spinal Tap, I'm not a heavy metal or whatever it is type of guy. I've watched it once. I haven't even bought the steel book or anything of it because I don't know too much about
it. We've got Sai saying, "I Benji," and then Benji, welcome Benji. I'm looking forward to the F1 in Canada next week. I know you're a big fan, aren't you?
Yeah, Formula One. Yeah.
Hi to Canada. Tony says, yeah. Oh, cool. I don't follow F1. Didn't know it was in Canada this time around. And Benji says, thank you guys for saving us from the French. Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we had the black fingernail doing it.
The French, yes. Yeah, and
that's a reference. That's a reference to Carry On, isn't it?
Yeah. A big plus, of course, is that you're not America, you're not USA, so that has to be a big plus.
What was his name? Was it Sidney Effing? That was it, wasn't it? Effing.
The black fingernail.
Yeah. His name was Effing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we know why we called him Effing, didn't we? I mean, that's a slang for swearing, isn't it?
But the French wouldn't let go of Canada, would they, so easy? But they did. They had to go in the end. Off they had to go. But they left their presence with language.
Yeah, how much of Canada still speaks French? I think quite a lot. I don't
know. Does Quebec?
Is it Quebec? Quebec, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that there might be quite a high rate in some areas, but then others, I don't know. I really don't know, but it's interesting. And then Tony says, no problem. It was a pleasure. So I says, there's a place in London, I think, that serves savoury ice cream. Here we are. Marmite, tomato ketchup flavour. See, it does exist. Somebody has
what I mean. I don't know that. I just think the two Ronnie sketch is brilliant. I think it's then somebody comes along and bloody makes that sketch redundant. I bet you any money there's a place where you can buy 4 candles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How sure to be.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't got a shop called that and given it a name and
4 candles.
Yeah. I'm surprised somebody hasn't come up. I bet they have actually.
Handles for forks. Yeah.
I bet there is. Oh, right. This is what Benji says. I tried making French toast once, but then I surrendered. Yeah. And then Sai is laughing. Yes. Del, there's 5 seasons. Sorry, 5 seasons of The Wire. If you've only seen 2, you need to catch up on 3.
Yeah, I
seasons.
thought I must admit I got to check. I've written further down. You'll see, and you
You
got to
put
get
it
further.
so I thought
I
it was
I
2.
I honestly thought there was 2. I might have all 5. I don't know. I can't remember, but I remember the first 2 a lot. I
Yeah,
watched the first 2 seasons of The Wire a lot.
yeah.
But like I say, there probably is 5. Well, he's told me there are 5. What I'm saying is, I might have seen all 5 and thought there was 2. I don't know. I can't.
Ah.
You got to remember, it's before 24, and 24 goes back quite a few years. We're talking we're talking 26 years ago now. So
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, but
it's scary.
Yeah,
it really is scary.
Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah, this is what I think about this language business about how they speak. So it says Tom Holland says he's my dad in the Odyssey trailer. People are complaining about that. That's where it's all come from. But what's wrong with that? He's my dad. What's he supposed to say?
Yeah.
People are silly, aren't they? And they're having a laugh there. Yeah. What's he supposed to say? Eli Roth directed the Death Wish remake. Oh. I wonder if it's more bloody in it. I don't know.
When I watched it,
because Eli Roth is quite he does horror.
The film ends in a house in the kitchen, and it's almost blown apart. I mean, it's a bloody film. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's notorious in terms of the horror he's done, and he's very very graphic. So
is it Eli Roth or Eli Roth?
Is it? It could be Eli Roth. Yeah, it could be Eli. I don't know. Eli.
I always have trouble with.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because he did the cannibal. There's Cannibal Holocaust. Well,
yeah.
he did another version, which is a green one, and I thought the name just escapes me. But he did one which was a pretty graphic as well. And then Sai says Emmerdale was worse when that jet crashed in the village about 30 odd years ago.
It wiped out the village and every actor in it.
But 30 years ago, bloody heck. Man, it's still going in Emmerdale.
I think it was more than 30. I think they changed it from Emmerdale Farm. That's right. Emmerdale Farm changed to Emmerdale when that happened, didn't it? That's right.
I don't know, but
well, it used to be. That's what I mean. It used to be called Emmerdale Farm, and then it suddenly became
I remember
Emmerdale.
that. Yeah, because I remember my mum watching it, and that was years ago. That with the Joe Sugden and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and, Annie Sugden, and that's my knowledge.
Yeah,
and that's Amos Braley.
It was Amos Braley and Mr. Wilkes, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, they were a funny lot, weren't they? Yeah.
But I think that's what it was, because the jet wiped out the village.
Yeah.
The farm had gone, so they called it just Emmerdale.
Ah, right. And has it gone all modern now? Is it a real sort of different place?
I mean, I still watch it with my mum. My mum doesn't recognise it at all, right?
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, but she recognises the theme tune.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you wouldn't believe what's going on there. I mean, I think the big storyline this time was people trafficking.
Oh God!
Right. So we had these 2 characters come in, and one of the main characters' dad had some sort of breakdown, and he started working on this farm, and this farm was full of people that were being people trafficked.
Oh wow!
And And then he's in a court case at the moment with Paddy, which is a character who owns a vet or something,
Yeah.
vets or something,
Yeah.
and they're all up there for peddling drugs, killing the person that was people farming.
Blimey heck.
It's all about grooming.
Oh
All
boy,
this
so it's
sort of-
all
and
modern
I'm going,
issues. Yeah.
this is in Yorkshire. I'm going, bloody hell, you don't get all this going on in Hollywood. I mean, Christ.
Oh dear me.
It really is a big production now. I mean,
Yeah.
big
Crikey.
thing.
And is Fraser Hines gone now? Has he totally gone from the series?
I think Joe Sugden was supposed to have gone off to Spain or something.
All right. Yeah.
Because the farm had gone.
Because he'll be getting on a bit now. I don't know.
I mean, his brother's dead because he died in. His brother's dead because he died in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Jack Sugden. Yeah,
he was a writer, wasn't he? As I remember, or something.
But he was in the very first episode.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, the very first episode of Emmerdale was Jack Sugden coming to go to a funeral. He'd been away for years or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 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 Anyhow.
Anyway, as long as we don't start talking about Crossroads, we're all right.
No, what's that? I'm going to watch a Mortal Kombat double bill tomorrow evening. It's an early IMAX screening at my local Odeon. Oh, you'll enjoy that. I've never seen Mortal Kombat, but it's very popular, isn't it? So I enjoy that. I think you should enjoy that. Yeah. So I says Rob Reiner directed the Spinal Tap movies. Ah, yes. Christopher Guest is Nigel Tufnell in Spinal Tap.
There you are.
Brilliant.
So
he knows
that's right.
Stuff. Yeah.
The reason that I should have remembered that is that Rob Reiner died, and they had him at the Oscars this year. They did all the actors that have worked with him coming up and explaining what they were like as an in memorandum thing.
Yes.
And of course, Spinal Tap was there because Jamie Lee Curtis came out. I should have remembered that.
Yeah.
I should have remembered that.
Oh yeah, and this is the major joke, isn't it? My amp goes to 11.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they crossed it out and put 11 or something.
Yeah, that's right. And then Slipknot says here, basic French toast is eggs mixed with milk, cinnamon, salt, vanilla extract optional, and fried with butter. All right.
See the eggs and the butter is what I recognize as French toast, because I don't go for that cinnamon and salt.
No, I wouldn't put cinnamon in. No.
Right.
No.
And I'd still call it French toast if you do it with eggs and butter.
Extract, I wouldn't put that in, I don't think. But yeah.
Well, my sister's reminded me that vanilla extract goes in quite a lot of bakery.
Oh.
Even if you make a chocolate brownie, it's got vanilla extract in it.
Oh. All right.
I went, why? I think it's something to do with the separation of the ingredients.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Sai says, I've not had French toast since my mum died. She made the best eggy bread, as I used to call it. I know what you mean.
Yeah, we called it eggy bread.
Yeah. Mine would say, I think of her doing that. Yeah. Yo, dude, didn't realize you were here. Laugh out loud, Benji. And then Benji, no worries. Cheers, Slipknot fan. And then Mainmeister. There we are. Evening, lads. The last two world champion snooker players are Chinese. I think men and women playing the same championship, but no women have qualified for the last.
That does make sense. That does make sense because they have a leaderboard and you have to be in the top, whatever it is. And this year, I remember when it started, they turned around and they said, there's a surprise because there's always something that happens in the first leg where one of the champions goes out in the first round.
Yeah,
and this year, the champions that have been previously there all went through. I think, other than there was one surprise, I think. But usually it's like Wimbledon, when you have a big seed that goes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that makes sense, and it's nice to see my friend Maymaster here. I was just talking about him and five place where we had our burger. and
Yeah.
going to London the day after the Queen died. I don't know if he's still
Yeah.
here, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about my visit to see you in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, great reminiscing about that. Brilliant.
So that is interesting that men and women can play together then in the same one.
I was just surprised that there's
Yeah.
so many women
Yeah.
officials that all
Yeah.
you always they got the white gloves and they wipe the ball and put it on the spot and all of that.
Yeah. Well, that explains it. It says, Sai says the last two world champions of snooker have been Chinese. Also, Wu Yi's is the second youngest champion ever. He's just 22. Blooming heck. That is young, isn't it, for a champion? And then Sai says, you beat me to it. And then Mainmeister says, Shannon Murphy was beaten in the last frame. He's been in 5 finals, but has only won it once over 20 years ago. Wow. Yeah.
Shannon Murphy, I remember.
Yes, stupid autocorrect.
Sean
Don't worry,
Murphy,
Sean Murphy. Sorry. Yeah, it is stupid, that autocorrect. It's irritating. And then, Del, you're still on for Friday. And then you've put
I've written
Chubby Buddy.
If you want to know what that is, we're doing on Friday under Mainmeister's Friday Waffle. He's doing a really nice thing by doing it at 9:00, so that's good. So we're doing the second part. If anybody's interested, we're doing the second part of what is better, the 80s or now, right?
Oh, right.
We've separated it into things like film, TV, music, technology, all of that sort of stuff, and we have to give our reasons on why we think it was better in the 80s than it was now.
Yeah.
So it's like listening to music. Was it better in the 80s or is it better now?
No, it's better in 70s.
80s. We're talking about the 80s.
And I'll just plug mine. If you notice on Friday, coming up on my channel, is the one, if you're a big fan of the 70s, well, I've done my top 10 70s films.
I saw that. It says upcoming. It said upcoming.
And it's brilliant. The 70s. And it made me think, I think I might do my top 10 albums of the 70s. That may well come up soon as well.
Is Kate Bush in there?
It's a good one because I love a lot of albums, and to do top 10 albums of the 70s would be brilliant.
Has it got a lot of prog rock and Kate Bush in it?
Well, it would do, but this one is films that I've done, and honestly, I found it impossible, but I've done it.
Were you challenged? Were you challenged?
No, I just decided. I thought, well, I did the 80s, and nobody seems to have done the 70s, and I love the 70s. So hopefully some people might watch the 70s and be inspired. I haven't tagged anybody because I don't want to force anybody, but hopefully somebody might think, oh yeah, I'll have a go at the 70s as well.
Wow.
I'll just say straight away, the obvious ones, maybe some of them are not in there. And The Omen, for instance, I love The Omen, but I didn't include it because I was so torn. I could have done so many. The Exorcist had to go in, but
wow.
The Omen, you can guess my number one though. That if you know me, you know what my number one 70s film would be. But I found it really difficult. I was umming and ahhing, and then I'm saying, you see, I didn't even put Clint Eastwood, didn't even get in, and I would have put Dirty Harry and Magnum Force because I like Magnum Force a lot.
You know full well that there'd be no point me doing it because Star Trek: The Motion Picture would be at the top.
Well, guess what? You'll be happy. You will be very happy then with mine because. Star Trek: The Motion Picture is in my top 10.
Isn't it? Yeah, I mean, there's so many, isn't there? Because I mean, you've got Alien, haven't you?
There's so
that's
many.
19.
Yeah,
that's 19. That's 1979.
There's all sorts. I won't give too much away, but honestly, it was the hardest one I've done, which said to me what I kind of believe is that the 70s is the best for everything.
Yeah.
And I found the 70s, the 80s was difficult, but the 70s was harder for me. I mean, there's so much in 70s. You know,
Yeah.
I could have gone into, you know, some French films that I love, and I didn't have time. You know, I could have done Alain Delon. I could have done him,
Oh Christ.
and I could have done my favorite horror film of a French horror film, which is Martyrs, and that didn't get in.
Well, yeah,
There you
because
are.
you're so into your hammers at the moment that the early hammers were in the 70s, 71,
Yeah, well,
72,
there's
73.
obviously going to be a hammer in there. I'm going to
Yeah.
say that there's obviously a hammer. There has to be. I think, as I remember, I had a hell of a lot of problems trying to choose a hammer. I'm trying to think if anyhow, I've forgotten, but I'm sure there will be an hammer. If there isn't, it's because I probably just couldn't put it in.
Oh,
And
by the way, guys, look, by the way, support Ian by doing a few likes, will you? I mean, he works damn hard at some of these things. It'd be really nice that even if you just go and watch a couple of his the first 15 seconds or something of one of his videos, hit the like. It really will help him. I mean, we all could do with a leg up now and again.
I say to people as well, go and look at Delboy's channel. Just
have a
look, and enjoy his channel. Honestly, it's well worth looking at. I'm not going to go say too much because for various reasons, but please.
I mean, I know these people do it, but I mean, we've got such great people in here, Tony, and all that. It's just funny that when I go and look and see tomorrow, because I always miss sections because I have to go and look after my mum, and when I look, there's only 3 likes, and I'm going, why? I mean, there's about 7 or 8 people in here. No like, don't get it. But there you are. It's just the way.
It's going to change things. I'll let everybody know. As I tell everybody every week, we'll be here till I drop dead, probably. So there we are. Yeah, which probably won't be long, but there we are. I'll still be here as long as I can breathe, and I'll be here when. Leeds United will be champions again.
I'm only here because I'm younger and I take over his job.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Coventry City might have actually won the Premiership. You know, we both can dream. We both have dreams.
Yeah, that's likely to happen.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like Arsenal are going to be winning for everything forever at the moment.
Wow.
There's no knocking Arsenal off. But to be fair, good luck to them in Champions League final. I think it's good for the country. I like to see them win it. You know,
Arsenal?
Yeah, they're in final, aren't they? So I hope they win it. Yeah. And then we've got Benji saying, "Cheers, lads. Going to head out now. Thanks for the laughs. Oh, good. Hope you all have a good evening. Well, thank you for joining us, and I hope we have made you laugh because we have a good time as well as sometimes being serious. But yeah, just have a good laugh and enjoy it. And thank you for joining us. Really,
yeah,
it's been great. Thank you so much." And then Si says, "Night, Benji," and then Tony says, Fraser Hines is in his 80s now. Wow. Yeah. He's probably one of there isn't as many left of old Doctor Who companions, is there? And he'd be one of the few left.
Yeah, Peter Purvis is.
Yeah, Peter Purvis, and that woman, I've forgotten the name.
Oh, Susan, isn't there? Susan's still alive.
Susan. But there's another one as well. Who played Polly? Is it? I've forgotten her name though. The one who plays Polly.
Oh Christ, yeah, Polly. Yeah,
she's still going. I've forgotten her name. Anyhow, I should know it because I've been reviewing some. Yeah, I'm on to Patrick Troughton now. I'm starting.
Wow.
I've done Power of the Daleks.
This is where it gets really good. You see, when you get to Patrick.
As I say, sadly, it's just such a shame that so many of his stories were decimated. You know, there's not many whole surviving stories.
Because Patrick Troughton is one of my favorite actors. Yeah. It's terrible because he was in a lot of Robin Hoods. They were,
Yeah. And it's sad as well because he has got odd episodes, but they've not been animated yet either. You know, it's pretty. So he's suffered worse than Hartnell.
Yes, he did.
Patrick Troughton is the what's not left. You know, that's why
It's almost like the BBC worked backwards.
Yeah,
They looked at the
that's
black
why
and
I'm
white
still
era. They
hopeful.
looked at the black and white era and went backwards, and then
Yeah,
Patrick
I
Troughton
know. Yeah,
obliterated.
it's bad. It's really bad. It's I know.
Saying that though,
I've still got hope.
the last season of Patrick Troughton is one of the most complete, isn't it?
Yeah, there's only 2 episodes missing from the Space Pirates.
Which apparently was a poor story. Apparently.
Yeah, I've noticed they haven't rushed to animate that one, have they?
No.
So if there's going to be a release on Blu-ray, it's going to be that season. That will be the season that they release. Which is season 6, isn't it? Is it season 6? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be the one. That'll be the one that they release. But we'll see. I still maintain that they won't release any more black and white until they've done all color.
Yeah,
I don't think they will.
They've done all the 80s now. There's just the 70s to go.
Yeah, they're just going to finish that off,
and then it gets hard.
Yeah, it does. But for all we know, there may be people working away, doing some animation, and there still is hope that we may get some more additions. You know, I haven't given up after what's happened with Artnell thing. There's always hope.
Well, they've just announced out of that same collection the Morecambe and Wise episode.
Yes, that was I saw that made the quite big news actually. The Morecambe and Wise episode, because it's on 16th of May. It goes on the iPlayer.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to see any classic Morecambe and Wise, 16th of May, it's available on the iPlayer.
Yeah.
I just thought I'm publicising BBC. They should be paying me.
It always annoys me because I used to put trailers at the end of some of my stuff, and I used to get the copyright strike. It's a bloody trailer. Yeah. I'm advertising a film.
Yeah.
Why is the trailer being bloody blacklisted?
You only have to just show one little bit of a BBC show and they're on straight away.
You're off. Yeah.
You're off. They don't like it, you know.
Mainmeister will tell you that because he used to like showing the computer channel, you know, in the 80s they used to have the micro live and all of that sort of stuff. Put something like that on in a live show, bang, you're off the air.
Yeah. I think you can maybe do, is it 4 seconds? Something like that.
I thought it was 10. I thought it was a fair use policy, and it was 10 seconds or something.
But there has been a bit of rulings, but I don't want to go into too much about with YouTube at the moment. There is stuff going on. Anyhow, Tony said he was part in X the Unknown. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier when he was a child, Fraser Hines. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think didn't he talk about that in the documentary section of Doctor Who?
Oh.
I think he's talked about that.
Yeah. Well, because that's coming out. X the Unknown. It's the release that's coming out, isn't it? So I said I found it funny that Judd Trump was knocked out of the snooker by an Iranian.
Yeah.
That is good. I like that one. That's brilliant. That's red mine. I like that one a lot. Aha. That was prime for a Sun headline. Trump annihilated by Iran. Yes.
Imagine reading that in the morning. Christ.
Oh dear. The Sting better be in your 70s top 10. It could have been, but I'm sure you'll understand why, what I've included. I mean, look, I'll just say it. The Omen, I didn't include The Omen, which I love. That shows you how difficult it was. And Alien, I don't think I've ever got Alien in. I think
I'm going to have to stand up again, don't you?
Yeah. This is it. And Annika Wills. That's the one, yeah. Polly. That's it. And then we've got Sai saying, Tony, I'm guessing there's going to be a couple of disappointed viewers. Oh, yes, they will. But on the other hand, you may be quite happy with some of the choices. Yes, some of them I'm sure you'll actually like. Yeah. Seems likely, so maybe to unsubscribe. It's you. I hope it's not been you, the subscribers I've been losing. Hey, there'll be trouble at Mill, Tony. You can't have that, lad, if you've been unsubscribing from me. Hey, bye out. Without a doubt. Actually, I wonder if I'll have to look later on, but I won't be surprised if I've lost so much more. And then Tony says, good job, I ignored my phone. I should have gone to bed 2 hours ago. Oh, dear.
Good old Tony York.
It says, good night, all. Thanks. Well, thank you, Tony, for joining us. And fantastic. We've got to the end. We finally got here. Brilliant. Thank you, everybody that's contributed. Wonderful. We've had a great time. We've got some more farewells. Sign 99 guys, and cheers to Ian and Delboy for tonight's entertainment, an excellent movie chat, and the obligatory shout out to Mrs. Dell. Thank you, Si, as always.
I'll tell you what, it's been varied tonight. We've had eggy bread, French toast, we've had everything.
Clapping there. Thank you so much, Slipknot, for joining us. Yeah, eggy bread. We've had eggy bread, haven't we? And we've had stuff about spicy food.
Chili. We've had chili con carne. We've had
and Slipknot. See you later. Bye, Slipknot. Thank you for joining.
Bye, Slipknot.
Yeah, we've had it all, haven't we? We've had it all.
Oh, just great.
So it's been a great night, and thank you everyone that's joined in. A Rocket Bunny saying good night, you old buggers. Thank you. Thanks for the fun chat. Take care, and see you next week. And see you around next week.
You better start playing some games with me, you old sob.
But thank you anyhow, everyone that has been watching, that has commented. It's been great. We've really enjoyed ourselves, and we'll just say our farewells like we normally do.
Oh, well, I do the group one, don't I? So it's goodbye from me,
and it's good night from him.
Good night, because that's the two. I love the two runners, don't they? Great, they're newscasting and stuff. But for me, I always say at the end of my videos, salute, because Frankie Howard was king when I was watching it, and Up Pompeii was brilliant. But over to my friend.
And all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.
I'll do it that way.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.